We start.
All right. So, whoever may be out there watching us, Charles from Fun with Whiskey has joined us tonight. So, thank you, Charles, for joining us. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to be doing a rye whiskey blind tasting. So, that'll be fun. We're getting set up right now. That's why we're a minute or so late. But, Charles, if you want to introduce yourself to the people, for those who do not know Charles, go for it.
Well, Fun with Whiskey is myself, Charles, and producer B.
Hello.
The guys in the background. He makes all the magic happen. So together we're Fun with Whiskey. And I'm just happy for my friend Sean Whiskey Wars to invite me to enjoy drinking with him, and we're going to have some fun. Woohoo!
Definitely, yes. Gonna have a good time. Oh, and the dog is chimed in right on time. So thank you for
What's your dog's name?
What's that?
What's your dog's name?
Cerberus, what are you doing?
Okay, that's right.
You remember, yeah.
Come here, buddy. What are you doing? Here. And just for everybody that doesn't know, that hasn't seen Cerberus yet, we'll introduce him to the stream as well. There's the Cerberus. Say hi, buddy. Say hi. Okay. Anyway, all right. So let's get these things poured here. I will turn my camera down. B is doing the pouring over there. So see if I can do this in a way that you guys can see it. There we go. All right. This is cup A. Turn around. There we go. Cup A. Cup A is going to be Wild Turkey 101. B, it doesn't matter if they're the same, as long as you guys know what they are. Write that down. Next, we've got where's B glass? B glass. Oh, camera's over here. B glass, Elijah Craig Rye. Next, in glass C, I'm doing a Bulleit. I think this is glass C. Let's see. Write these down. And then last, got the Old Forester Rye. Charles, I'm guessing, based on my previous preferences, that Old Forester will win out over here. So you guys got to find yourself a bottle. I know it's not. It's a budget rye, so it's not like crazy or anything, but I think it's a really good quality budget rye.
Yeah, me specifically, went searching physically, could not find it. You can find an Old Forester 1920, Old Forester this, Old Forester that. No Old Forester Rye at all.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and spin these here so that people can see that they are well mixed up. So I have no idea what I'm drinking. All right. And I'll turn the camera back up. How are we doing over there?
I'm waiting for him. See, I'm not gonna know what anything is. It's already mixed up because I don't know what he's pouring. He's marking them, and I'm gonna start grabbing them. So this is A, whatever A is, I don't know.
Okay.
This is B, I don't know. And he's still pouring, and I can't really see what he's doing because it's behind me. And I know he's pouring something, but I don't know what it is.
So now, if anyone is watching, it shows 0, but as we've talked about before in the past, Charles, that doesn't mean there's actually 0 people watching. So, folks, if you are watching, again, our ryes are Bulleit Rye, Elijah Craig Rye, Old Forester Rye, and Wild Turkey 101 Rye. So throw in the comments who you think will be here or what your preference is, and we'll see which one actually wins out.
Yeah. For us, we have one different one. We got Old Scout in replace of the Old Forester Rye, but everything else is the same.
Yes, sure. So let's see here.
All right.
What am I doing? I got to spin again. I'm looking at the bottom of the glasses. I'm not allowed to do that. Okay. So I won't know. You'll know if you're drinking A, B, C, or D, but you don't know what those mean.
I don't know what any of it are. I don't know what it is. Nothing.
I can't look at mine because then I'll know what I'm drinking. So
Yeah.
whatever this may be, that's what I'm going to be drinking it.
I'm going to start from left to right. So that's all I know. I don't know which one is which. Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't even know anyway. I would have forgotten 2 seconds. I forget my own name if it wasn't still from church or somebody didn't tell me as a kid. I'm telling you. I'm like, who am I speaking to again? No, I'm joking. I know Sean.
So I'm going to do my nosing note first, and I guess you can do the same.
All right, I'm going to go left to right.
I'm getting like some mint on this, almost like some licorice, kind of a grassy note, definitely some pepper. Almost like a mint gum. What are you getting, Charles?
Hold on, I just want to take a sniff of everything first. It's just like a
okay. All right, well, I'll do the same. Okay, so whatever that is, that was like minty gum and grassiness and pepper. Next glass, a lot more wood in this one, whatever this glass is. Still getting that minty note, but not nearly as strong. Not getting the licorice note. This is more of a bourbon nose. So more like brown sugar, caramel, little vanilla in there. Real nice caramel note in this, but also a real strong oak presence.
Okay. Going with, I guess, my first one to my left, which is whatever A. I get oaky. I like when you say licorice, so I can kind of get that. I get a little licorice, little brown sugar, and a little heat. I get a little heat from it. I like that. Yeah, that's what I get. Spicy.
I wonder if that might be the same as this glass here of mine, because that's kind of what I got. A little heat, like a little pepper heat kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I get from the A. It's really nice. Yeah, it's really nice. Okay, I'm going to, I guess, for second one. Let me switch them up. I don't know which. Let's go to second. I don't know what it is. So this one is way more sweet. Oh, but the aroma is not as intensive. It's more mellow. No peppers popping out. A little caramelish, subtle brown sugar. It has a bit of that kind of cotton candy smell. Yeah, this. Let me see. This has a much more intense aroma than my second one I'm smelling. Third one, let's do a swirl. I can see it. I suck.
This one,
This one is warm.
I shouldn't jump to conclusions, but I'm almost certain I know what this is.
I don't think I know what anything is. I don't know if I drink it. You guys are good.
I don't know. I don't know, but I think this is the Old Forester. It has that Old Forester nose.
I will never know I don't have it. See, that's like, this is Old Forester.
That kind of, because I mean, like let me turn my camera a little more. So that kind of banana note that you get on Old Forester products. You ever notice that?
Yes.
Like a banana bread or something like that. I'm getting that, and Old Forester is like not the only one that gives me that, but the only one in this lineup anyway.
Whatever this is, I'm smelling carrot cake. I've never, I know what carrot cake smells like. That cakey smell. This has a carrot cake smell. I like it. I like it a lot. Sweet carrot cake. Let's eat the carrot cake. Sorry. All right. Yeah, it smells really. This is probably the most delicious smelling. I'm going into the last one. Whatever.
On my last one now. This one's really oaky. A lot of oak presence in this. Even more oaky than the second one. And a lot of alcohol punch in that. Like it's kind of hard to nose. I guess it hasn't really opened up yet.
This one, for me, has the least aroma. I smell caramelish, and oak. So I don't smell much. It's not. It doesn't seem to be as note-wise aromatically complex. I hope that's the word to use.
Yeah.
Aromatic. Aromatically complex. There, aromatically. Yeah.
I wonder if we might be smelling the same one right there, because I'm getting just like oak, caramel, and alcohol. There's not much else there.
Yeah, that's what I get from this one. Whatever it is, it's just basic. It's not that complex.
All right. Well, shall we get our first sip in?
Yes. Cheers. Cheers.
Especially since you've been off for a week. Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers.
All right.
Driving in. I'm going from left to right.
Okay. I don't know what I'm doing.
Whatever it is good. Whatever it is good.
I swallowed that wrong.
Whatever it is good. I don't know what it is.
That was the one that I described as licorice on the nose, and it's very much that way on the palate. I'm getting like licorice, mint, kind of like a mint gum. Definitely some pepper in there.
I think I know what it is, but I think I know what this is. Should I name it or should I wait? I got to try the ones.
Is that up to you?
It's out of two of them. So I'm pretty sure I haven't either. This is Old Scout or Wild Turkey. That's what I'm assuming with this right here.
And what makes you think that?
Because the finish is like nice and warm. Like, ooh. It's a little bit more just the proof. I think I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know. But that's what I'm thinking. But basically, this ain't even. I did it wrong. So this is my second one. So
I'm guessing.
What I mean. So that was, you know.
I'm guessing that my first glass is Bulleit, because I had some last night in preparation for this, just to kind of remind me.
Because I've never had Bulleit, so I don't even know what it tastes like.
Oh, okay. And it's very much the same notes as I remember from last night. So,
I'm going.
Pellet lids here. All right, glass number 2.
Yeah, so that's 2. There we go. I'm assuming this is Bulleit. I'm assuming it is Bulleit or Elijah Craig. It's one of those two. I gotta try more to know. But it's either Elijah Craig or Bulleit.
So for me, the Bulleit is really really mint and licorice forward. So I don't know if that's what you're getting, but that's definitely what I get out of my bottle. A lot of kind of mint notes, I guess, like a spearmint.
Yes. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is Bulleit. I'm not sure, so I'm gonna go with. Yeah, okay. So far, this is okay. So I'm gonna put best one I like the best to my left. One I dislike not dislike, but not as much as I like the others to my right. Okay, so we got 2 of them.
My second one was just really kind of oaky. There was a little bit of sweetness in there. There was a little bit of that mint again. I'm thinking my second one is Elijah Craig, because it's usually more oak forward, but we'll see. On the glass 3?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Actually, did I do a palate?
Yeah, I might as well drink. Clean the palate. I like to drink. That's my problem. I don't care about clean palate when I'm inebriated.
I'm not going to drink any. I'm drink the winner.
Okay, there you go.
So whatever one wins, I'm going to pour a glass for myself.
That's good.
That's a good plan.
That's good.
Right, so glass number 3, whatever this may be.
Let's go.
Yeah. Now I know for sure. That's the one that I said was, at least over here, that I thought was Old Forester, and now I'm positive that it is. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's Old Forester.
Okay.
What do you?
This one, truthfully, basic boring. So if it's basic boring, I'm going to say it's Elijah Craig. But I don't know. It's just, I have to say, it's just basic, nothing exciting, nothing different. It's decent.
Are you getting a lot of like woody characteristics in yours? 'Cause I think my glass too is Elijah Craig, and it's kind of simple, but I would say there's a pretty good oak presence.
Yes, I would think that. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is Elijah Craig, and I will put the if this is Bulleit, I put Bulleit above Elijah Craig. So Elijah Craig would be at this moment my least. This is my least. I got to go back and revisit them. But if this is Elijah Craig, this is my least. If this is Bulleit, whoever this was magnificent, and so this is going to be another either. This is I already know it's going to be either wild turkey or it's going. Cause I don't drink wild turkey very much, so I know it's going to be either wild turkey or this is going to be that Old Scout when we're ready.
Well, we got an official joiner, Hanging AZ. Thank you for joining us. Everything tastes like wild turkey right now.
I wish you did. Hey, what's going on, Hanging AZ? I hope it's doing great for you. I'm happy you joined, and let's dive into the fourth one. I get hyped up to drink. I'm like, let's get it going, yo.
We're going streaking.
All right, let's go streaking.
Charles ready to drink tonight. All right, glass number 4. Let's do it.
All right, let's drink water. All right, I'll go. This is wild turkey.
You know what? I think the same thing. And also, not only do I think it's wild turkey, I also think it's the best.
I think Old Scout kind of. I gotta try that too. If that's Old Scout and this is wild turkey, it's just not fair.
So
I could be wrong, but I think this is Old Scout is a little stronger. Yeah. But it's both good. It's really good. If I'm correct, you really got to try that Old Scout. I could be wrong. I could be wrong with my whole gear. But yeah.
But that's
good, I like this. But
that Old Scout's a single barrel though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means it's going to vary.
Yeah. Yeah, Old Scout.
All right, so for folks that are just tuning in, this is my glass 1, which, by the way, also, so what we're doing tonight is a Bulleit whiskey war. A rye whiskey war. So we got Bulleit Rye, we got Wild Turkey Rye, we got Old Forester Rye, although Charles is drinking Old Scout Rye, and then also Elijah Craig Rye. So I believe that this glass here, which I'm undecided as to what placement, but I think this is Bulleit. I think this is Elijah Craig, my glass 2. Almost certain that glass 3 is Old Forester, and I'm pretty sure that my 4th glass is Wild Turkey. Charles, what are your thoughts on your guesses so far?
Okay, I don't know if you can see. I can lift them up, or I can move the camera, but it's better to lift them up and just show you. This is, I guess, one glass is. I think this is kind of look at the letters. I don't know what it is anyway. So this is my C glass. I think is Old Scout. D, I think is Wild Turkey. The A, I think is Bulleit, and the B is Elijah Craig. If I haven't messed it up, that's what I think. Let me just go through a little quick sip. I tell you.
All right.
Elijah Craig, yeah.
I'm going to go back through. I'm going to keep the camera tilted down and do one more sip again and just do comparisons. And then I'm going to do my placement. So
go ahead.
Are you already got them placed?
I already got what I want, how I think it should be. I did. Right. I tasted it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Bulleit. Almost positive. I think it's nice. It's just I don't really like in life. I don't like licorice, and that's got a really strong licorice presence, so that doesn't really do it for me. But anyway, palate cleanse. Let's see here. Glass number 2. Yeah, pretty sure that's Elijah Craig. That's probably last, actually. So put that there. So it's between these two. So what I believe is Old Forester or what I believe is Wild Turkey. Let's see.
Gotta be.
So turn up back up for a second here. So now this particular bottle of Old Forester Rye, I've had much better ones, but they do seem to vary a little bit. I mean, I guess every whiskey does.
Mm-hmm.
And this one has been a lot more oak forward than some of the previous bottles I've had. The previous bottles have been a lot more brown sugar, caramel, kind of the banana note you expect in an Old Forester. And this one's a lot more kind of a little bit bitter oak, actually. So that's kind of a turnoff in this particular glass, especially.
Mm-hmm.
To answer Hanging AZ, yes. Yes, it does. Standard 101 does have a high rye content. So you're already on your way to loving rye. Because, I mean, that's regular 101 is one of the spicier kind of budget-ish option bourbons. Would you agree with that, Charles?
I would.
Well, that's really the difference in a rye is that you're going to get quite a bit more spice, generally. Not always true, but generally. Last glass here, which I believe is Wild Turkey. Yeah, I think that is my placement, the way I had it. So, now the reveal. I could be terribly wrong. Let's see. But I'm not. So, A is Wild Turkey 101. That is our first place. I'm guessing, so let's see. If I'm right, Old Forester Rye, so this will be D. Well, how can I show this to the camera? Got to be very cautious here. Can you see that? Yeah, D. Actually, I didn't show A. So, again, got to be cautious. Let's spill the. Okay, A. Yeah, okay. So, and then, let's see. Right. So I said this was Elijah Craig, so it should be B. Is it B? Oh, no. I mixed them up.
Yeah, it happened.
So C. So this was Bulleit? Wait a second. Oh, that's right. I confused myself. I remember I put the Elijah Craig last because of the oakiness.
Oh, okay.
So I'm second guessing myself.
I get you. I get what you're saying.
Go back in the video; it'll prove it.
I remember you saying that. You said Elijah Craig was last. Same thing I said.
And then, so B, yes, Elijah Craig is last. What's your placement, Charles?
Well, my favorite, in my opinion, my favorite was C. And I think that C is Old Scout. That's what I think. Brian has to reveal it to me.
Okay.
What is C?
So C is rare breed.
What? So, oh my God, so that is the Wild Turkey. So what's B? Oh, no, what's D?
D is Old Scout.
Okay, I flipped the two. So he was correct.
Wait a second, Charles. Charles pulled a fast one on us here. I thought you were drinking Wild Turkey 101 rye. You're drinking rare breed rye?
Oh.
Okay, there you go.
That's on us then. I didn't even pay attention. That's my fault.
Well, that better be the best.
We're not on the same page. I didn't even realize that.
You're right. I forgot when you said it. I remembered.
I
do have a
101. We got rare breed. I didn't pay attention. So let's keep going anyway.
Well, to be fair, it may have won anyway because it won.
Yeah, it did. So I was confused. So I didn't even pay attention to that. So then this is Old Scout, right? This is D. It's Old Scout.
D is Old Scout.
Okay, so this one is A.
A is Elijah Craig Rye.
I thought Elijah Craig was better. I messed it all the way around. Elijah Craig.
And B was the Bulleit.
Yeah, so Bulleit was the worst to me. And the Wild Turkey was the best. See, I confused those two. That's crazy. See, I guess I'm lying to you.
Hey, but you did guess that there was a turkey product, to be fair. So
well, no, I thought that this was going to be the Old Scout, but I did not. It was Wild Turkey tastes better than Old Scout. So you were correct that you said that Old Scout Wild Turkey would taste the best.
Which is better because around here, Wild Turkey Rye, rare breed rye is like a $65 bottle. So if it didn't win, I'd be sad.
Yeah, it tastes the best. It tastes the best by far. by far. I didn't even know that. Wasn't paying attention. That's my fault.
Yes. Hanging AZ is right. Rare breed. He is big timing us. That's all right, though.
I didn't pay attention. And then the Old Scout comes second.
The Wild Turkey does win again, for sure. Across the board, one for me, one for Charles.
This is Elijah Craig. I mean, hold on, man. That's Elijah Craig.
Elijah Craig is A.
But to be fair,
I've never had bullets, though. I've never had bullets, so I wouldn't know. They both were on the, sorry to say, the blander, the not exciting sides.
yeah, I mean, so like I really don't like the blandness of Elijah Craig. Like, even though I don't necessarily like the licorice and Bulleit, I think it has more character. That's why I put it slightly ahead. But like, honestly, I could live without either one of them.
Hold on.
Now, Old Forester Rye and Wild Turkey 101 Rye, I think, are great bourbon. I mean, ryes.
I would actually drink the Elijah Craig before I drink the Bulleit, I think. You want to try? He's like, nah, I'm cool. Yeah, I really think I would drink the Elijah Craig before the Bulleit. And the Elijah Craig has a little bit more, I don't want to call it complexity. Let me try. I got to tell you what it is. I really got to think about it.
Templar, I'm probably saying Fidelis, is that? Correct me if I'm wrong. Templar Fidelis, am I saying your name right? Hope so. Glad you're enjoying it, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you for hanging with us.
Yeah, they're both like, this is bad. Like they're not bad. It's just like you can sip this. It's like this decent. And this experience to me is, hold on. This just tastes better. This is like, do I got to? You know, like it's not bad, but it's like, I don't know. I got to really think about how to describe it. I'm the worst describer on the planet Earth. I just think that it's cool. I mean, I wouldn't. We all got different palates and tastes. I guess the rare breed or the Old Scout. Now I want the regular Wild Turkey 101. I didn't pay attention. They grabbed one.
It's good though, man. I do like the Wild Turkey 101 Rye. I mean, I'm sure that rare breed is better. But
yeah, but I can drink all this. But okay, I just don't find this. The Bulleit is not exciting. It's not.
No.
It's just like.
And the licorice note for me is kind of off-putting. I mean, if you like licorice, then
maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is.
The black
maybe it's licorice. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe.
Yeah, like Brian said, like black licorice. I'm not being specific, but that's what I mean. It's like black licorice to me, and I don't enjoy that flavor.
Yeah.
So the winners for me, I mean, and these two were pretty close. Got to get on the camera here. So Old Forester second, Wild Turkey 101 Rye first, and I think both those are good bottles. I could live without the Elijah Craig Rye and the Bulleit Rye personally. They just don't do much for me. I bought them for reviews, and they've just kind of sat. I mean, you can see how full the Bulleit Rye is.
Yeah, it's gonna fit. Trust me, I will not.
I think a lot of people mix it. I see a lot of people online mixing it more than anything.
Yeah, I'll share it. I'll be like, hey, you want some whiskey? Or try it. like I got friends that I would love to get them. They like to drink. Let me give you this. I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm like, yeah.
So
what is the favorite rye you guys had?
Oh well, we already know what that.
You talking about today? Talk about today.
Ever.
Come on, man. It's not even fair. It's not even it.
So thanks to Charles, I've been able to try the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. And for those that are watching, if you ever have a chance to try it, almost regardless of what the price is, give it a try.
I agree with that.
I agree
with that.
It's one of the best whiskeys, period, I've ever had.
I agree.
I agree with you.
It's like I'm gonna say some wrong things. What I'm gonna say is gonna be good wrong. I can understand how people become obsessed and passionate and addicted to certain things because it's that good. You know what I mean? Like that's the best way I can say it. It may be wrong when I say addicted, but it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want this. I just want this, nothing else. That's how good it is. I don't know. You can't have me. It's my Lochnar.
Yeah, like if you paid somebody who just paid $300 for it and said, try this, it's $300. I'm like, yeah, I can see where the money.
Yeah,
I can see why it costs $300. If you say it's $60, I'm like, woo.
I'm gonna say something wrong too. It's like Blue Label. If somebody pays that much money for Blue Label, once I try it, I understand. Like I get it. Like I can't ever get mad. I say, okay, I get it. You know, that's one of those things that when you drink it, you say, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah, I like that.
So let's talk about like whiskeys that you think maybe like punch above their weight price wise, because Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye is certainly one, because I think the MSRP on that's like $60-$70, right?
yes.
Yeah,
Right? Punch about their weight.
It's
Any Elijah Craig barrel proof punches above his weight. Punches.
yeah, for sure. Yep.
Price. I want to say a lot of the like we just said, a lot of the wild turkey products punch above their weight for what you're paying for it. See, sometimes like Jack Daniels makes that, but a lot of Jack Daniels are like, nah. You know what I mean? So you can't always. It's not really the. You know what? Punches above their weight is anything by barrel. The way. Oh my! For what they charge is not. How do I explain it? It's more than fair. That's all I can. If you haven't had any barrel products, you really don't understand until you have one. If you get seagrass for $99,
like, okay.
you need like I'll pay 120 and wouldn't even think about it. Like that's it.
Okay.
It's that good. It's really the private release. I just every time I see it, I had to turn myself off to not buy it because there's other stuff that I want to try that I haven't tried before, but like punches above their weight that really blows me away. I don't know, make a joke, even though you don't believe it. But it's not like proof rye, but mellow corn.
Right.
I'll be the mellow corn advocate.
Hey, that's all right, man.
And you think I'm joking, but I really I just think it's kind of awesome. Man, what is it, like $15-$10? It's decent.
Well, I mean, so I mean,
I know I was gonna say that.
This guy right here, man. Like, I mean, this bottle was $25. Like, that is a lot. That is a lot of good whiskey for $25.
But truthfully, not just bottled and bond. The other Evan Williams 70, whatever. Evan Williams is a good price for what they're giving. The product is actually good. So how can you get mad? Like I'm impressed by that. I'm impressed by a lot of things. I'm not even like some things like once they're like say like the little books, those things. Even though they're more costly, they're good for what you're paying because they're not over exorbitant with the price, not like out of craziness with prices. So yeah, that's a good question, man. I like this. I don't know if you had what do I dream of? Like, you know what? Okay, I walk in this. This is how spoiled I am and how messed up I am. Because I love Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, and I walked in the store and I didn't buy it because I know I could get it, but I want it. You know what I mean? In my brain, I'm like, no, I want to get something else. But I'm looking at it the whole time I'm in the store. It may not be here again, but I want to try something different.
So Charles, on that note, and then I want to answer Hanging AC, but because I love B521 so much, I have 3 bottles now.
B521? We can't even find it out here yet.
I'm like hoarding it because
B521. You slapped me in the face with that one. He didn't say A121. He said B521.
I sent you some. I sent you some B521 though.
Oh, you said this A121. It wasn't B, was it?
No, I sent you B521.
Was it B521?
That's what I sent you. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was A121.
No, that's what you sent me.
Was it? No, I'm confused. No,
I'm sorry. No, you did.
C920.
No, you sent me C. Not yet. You see
920.
920.
Out here, all we got is A121. B we don't have. I was looking for it for today, and he said it was going to be in there like next week because California we get those releases way later, so you can still get A121. And I may buy a bottle. I may tomorrow. This is about one today.
But But Charles, the sample I sent you, I know for a fact it was B521. I'm sure it was.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I take your word for it. I mean,
You're right,
you're probably right. You're probably right. It was.
Yeah, and I love that bottle. So yeah, I have 3 of them now because anytime I see one at a reasonable price, I'm grabbing it.
I got it.
Now, Hanging AZ. My take on Evan Williams 1783, and Charles, you can chime in on this too. Hanging AZ, I got a review up of the old bottle. So I guess it depends on what you're asking, the old bottle or the new bottle. I won't go real in depth on the new bottle because that review is coming. But on the old bottle, I feel like Evan Williams 1783 is just like a toned down version of Evan Williams Black Label. Which if you're after something smooth, then, that's cool, whatever. Personally, I like kind of some boldness in whiskey, so I don't see the reason to spend a couple more dollars to get the 1783. I'd rather just drink Black Label. But honestly, if I'm spending a couple more dollars, I'd rather just have Bottle and Bond at Williams. So that's kind of my take. I'm sorry, new bottle, bought Wild Turkey instead. Okay, I got you. New bottle, like I said, the review is coming, but new bottle I think is better than the old bottle, and I'm not going to say a whole lot more than that because the review is in post.
I agree with you. I'd rather just buy Bottle than Bond, and it's cool to try it, but once you have something fantastic, other than just to try it and review it, it's like why? 1783 is cool. I mean, if you have a party and you want to get something, but why not just get Bottled and Bond? It doesn't like I get confused sometimes with product pricing because but everybody has a different palate what they like. Yeah. I'd rather have Bottled and Bond. It just tastes a million times. It's incredible. It's fantastic. I'm saying effing for fantastic. It's effing incredible. Fantastic. Incredible. So why not just get that? I agree with my brother Sean on that one. Totally.
And so since you said that you got Wild Turkey instead today. If you really enjoy that, I mean, that's a pretty bold, spicy bourbon. To be fair, I mean, especially in the budget range, that's a lot of heat for a budget bourbon. So if you enjoy that, then as far as the Evan Williams lines goes, and I know this is kind of a taboo subject right now because everybody's like against Heaven Hill because the workers are on strike and all that stuff. But regardless of that, I say go for the Evan Williams Bottle and Bond in the budget line anyway. I think that's a better product than even the new 1783.
That's interesting. See, I don't follow the news. So tell me, why are they on strike? What's going on with Evan Williams?
Apparently, the management, whatever the case, at Heaven Hill could not come to an agreement with the workers. And of course, it's a union situation, so that's why they went on strike. And it was because it is illegal to go on strike for pay, so it was actually a lot more than that. And to be fair, I read some on it, and I don't want to. Apparently, there was issues with getting health insurance at a reasonable price. The benefit packages that they were offering were not really reasonable. They were getting very minimal raises in pay. Just kind of across the board, it was kind of a slap in the face of the workers, which is disappointing because Heaven Hill's profits are certainly up right now because people are drinking more than ever in the pandemic. Yeah. So it's kind of disgraceful that that's what's going on, but big business.
Yeah. I'm reading the chat.
Yeah. All right. So I'll get to you, Templar there. My second favorite is OGD 114. Okay, so then definitely go, as far as in the Evan Williams line, I would say definitely go with the Bottle and Bond route because you're just not going to, I mean, if you like a bolder whiskey, which it seems like you do, because OGD 114 is a pretty bold whiskey, you're going to appreciate the Evan Williams Bottle and Bond more, I would guess. Well, as Charles has said, everybody's palate's different, but just based on what you seem to like, I'm guessing you're going to appreciate that more. You want to add anything, Charles?
Oh, Temper Fidelity says, I got to try Larceny Barrel Proof the other day. Being a Larceny fan, I found it very good. Have you tried it yet? I have. and I think it's decent. When I can find a barrel proof, I try it. So yeah, I think it's decent. Yeah, that's all I can say. I also tried the Knob Creek barrel proof and every other barrel proof I can get my hand on. If I can get it, I'm gonna try it. So yeah, trust me, it's not bad. You
I
know?
hear that, man. So I have wanted to try Larceny Barrel Proof. Unfortunately, and this is what's crazy that I think people don't understand. So I live in Kentucky, for those that don't know. Just moved up here a couple of years ago. And I thought I was moving, okay, I'm moving to the bourbon capital of the world. That will make my whiskey collection just grow exponentially, and it's going to be easy to find whiskey. Nope, wrong, not true at all. I mean, honestly, it seems like Charles has an easier time finding the stuff that I want than I do. I don't understand.
We'll send you some Larceny barrel proof. Not our problem.
I'm not doing this to beg for that or anything. I'm just trying to.
You're my man, my dude. I want you to enjoy it. It's like we do.
I'm mainly just saying it for those that are listening because people think they're going to come to Kentucky and just find all the whiskey they want. And that's just not the case at all. I mean, I hunt bourbon all the time, and I mean that's my passion. So anytime I have free time, that's what I'm doing. And I mean, the cheapest I've ever seen Larceny Barrel Proof was $125, and I'm like, no, I'm not paying that. It's not. Because I mean, I know what it should be, so it's just like, why am I going to let you make $55 on me for no reason?
I'm joking right now. I'm about to joke, but I got to tell my speech. Listen to everybody who's not from Kentucky. This is a joke. It's not real. Don't follow my word. But Sean is trying to hoard the whiskey from us. We must all move to Kentucky. That's where the best whiskey is. So all of us get together. Let's move to Kentucky, and we can get into his whiskey collection, and we can have whiskey too. He just wants to keep offering himself. Can you guys tell that? He wants you to
I wish that were true.
I'm joking. Don't take me serious. I don't want none of y'all to move to Kentucky. Be like, we can't find no whiskey.
It's bad enough already. If all y'all move here, then nobody's going to be finding whiskey. Although the upsides is that stuff's really cheap here. Not bourbon, but everything else is cheap here. Yeah, bourbon you're going to pay out the butt for, but everything else is cheap.
You know what's sad for me? This is the truth. Is every time I go into a store, it's like Merry Christmas. I'm gonna go broke because almost all the good whiskey, sorry to say, is like $99, $100, and you want like 20 bottles. Want this? Then you got to turn your brain down. So I just want to get this. I want to try that. Never had that, and I hope that's why I love whiskey reviews, brothers like Sean and other people to do reviews, so I can kind of discern what I should try, what I shouldn't try. But still, in my brain, I'd be like, well, they know I'm gonna try it anyway. Next thing you know, you're broke. So I gotta stay out the stores.
Sure, man. So I gotta shout out Tracy here. She is a personal friend, and she has been great promoting my channel, sharing my content all over the place. So thank you, Tracy, for that, and appreciate you watching in. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hey, Tracy, much love to you. I hope everything is going great for you, and it's a pleasure that you joined us and enjoying our conversation and watching this drink, which I enjoy doing. Cheers to all of you. Cheers, everyone.
Yes. Let's see. Templar Fidelis. I live in Idaho. State-run liquor stores. Okay. I will say they change MSRP. Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's not that I can't read. There's a crack on my screen, so I have to read around the crack on my screen. Okay, they change MSRP here when you can find it. Okay. They charge. I'm sorry. Now that I've moved it. Yeah, so that's the same as Ohio and Virginia, I believe, which is great if you live in a state-controlled liquor state.
State-controlled liquor state.
Something like that.
I just did it. It was funny. Sorry. It was funny.
Yeah, the closest one to us is Ohio, and I need to make a trip up there because there's lots of things that you can get there at SRP that does not happen here in Kentucky for sure. So
I'm asking you a question, Sean. What's living in Kentucky, where to me should be the best state for bourbon. What's the most difficult situation you find when it comes to procuring our favorite product?
Okay, so the stuff that the taters are after, or whatever you want to call them, people that are new to whiskey, and I feel like those kind of people get too much flack because we've all been there, right? So but to be fair, they're the ones that are driving the prices up. So your Eagle Rare, your Buffalo Trace, really anything that Buffalo Trace makes. So E.H. Taylor, any of the E.H. Taylor line, any of the Weller line, any of those kinds of products. I mean, of course, the Pappy line and all the BTAC stuff, all the Buffalo Trace antique stuff, all that's just, you're never even going to see it. If you do see it, the price will be so outrageous, there's no way you'd buy it. But that's true of almost the entire Buffalo Trace line now.
That's crazy.
I mean, all of the kosher line that came out like a year ago from Buffalo Trace, which I was really wanting to get, the cheapest I ever saw a bottle, and just as a reminder, these bottles should have been $50 a piece. The cheapest I ever saw any of them was $120.
Wow.
And I only saw that one time. The only other time I saw them, period, they were $300.
Crazy.
It's just insane, and that's typical. I mean, you'll see Weller Special Reserve, which I don't even think is that great of a bourbon. Just for anybody that's chasing it, don't chase it. Honestly, it's not. Watch my weeded bourbon whiskey review. I actually do a blind tasting just like we did tonight, and Larceny beats out Weller in that blind tasting. So don't waste your time because Larceny's everywhere all the time, and you don't have to chase it. But I mean, that bottle can command $100, and it used. I mean, 3 years ago, well, probably more like 5 years ago, it was a $25 bottle, and now, you're going to pay $100 for it. I don't understand why people are doing this. It's kind of like anybody that's into whiskey around here. I tell them it's kind of like the Nike phenomenon or McDonald's. These are not good products. But because of branding, they have been, heightened to this level that isn't really necessary. They don't command that level of prestige because the product itself is not that good. But branding makes people want it, and so it's the same thing with the Buffalo Trace stuff. And so it's really frustrating. If you just want to get it to try it, it's nearly impossible because it's just not going to happen. I mean, unless you want to pay crazy numbers. So
it's crazy. I was enjoying listening because I agree. Like, branding and hype elevates price so much that it becomes not even fun trying to get stuff because, like, man, why would I pay $200 for something that should be $25? It doesn't make sense to me. And it's just for the brand, and something that you've never heard of could be just as good at regular price. I feel you, bro. Like, I would, in my brain, because I'm not from Kentucky, I want to go to Kentucky, but listening to someone like you who lives in Kentucky, it kind of makes me not want to go, because if I can get stuff here, because everybody's not into bourbon as much here, because at regular price, why even go to Kentucky? Like, when I can find something that you can't find, and they make it where you're at. That's crazy. And it's regular price where I'm at, but where you're at is $200. Why would I ever go? And that's sad.
Yeah. I mean, so the only advantage to Kentucky, and this, because I don't want to say don't come here to find bourbon. That's not really true. But it depends on what you're hunting for. If you want to find really nice store picks, or if you want to find distillery only releases, then come to Kentucky. But you have to be after that kind of stuff. If you're after Buffalo Trace stuff, it's going to be really frustrating. You're not going to find it.
I totally get what you're saying.
But if you're going to take the time to do distillery tours and stuff like that, and you want to see what the distillery is offering, distillery only releases, then you can find some really nice bottles. I mean, that's how I got that Pfeiffer Pavitt Exo, which is one of my favorite bottles ever. But you need to be after that kind of stuff.
I got to save some thousands, and I got to be able to drive so I can take it all home with me. But I'm coming, man. I'm coming. You guys help me out somehow. Give me the cash app so I can spend some thousands. I'm joking, people. I don't know
Yeah.
what to do
Yeah.
anyway.
Speaking of, if you guys want to help out some poor whiskey collectors, you know,
Help us out.
donate to us. You know.
Donate.
No, we would appreciate it, but you guys, you know, whatever you. I know it's hard times right now, so if you can throw us a little money, well, obviously we appreciate that. Now to Hanging AZ's question here. What is your favorite budget bottles? Charles, I'll let you go first.
And I can name a lot of brands that are my favorite. So I'm gonna name. Old Granddad is, to me. I don't know what budget is. $30 or less. We're going $30 or less.
Yeah, that seems budget. Yeah.
Okay. Anything by Wild Turkey. Anything like Edward's Bottled and Bond. Old Granddad. Yeah, I kind of, when you do $30 or less, it narrows it. So we go $40 or less. I would throw in regular bubble trace. I throw in some stuff that's cool. $30 or less is rough. So I would stick with those. I've never had anything better in my life than Edwin Williams Bottled and Bond and Wild Turkey 101 for the price. Other than that, it's just I'm making this joke forever. Mellow corn.
You guys need to get on the mellow corn.
Mellow corn. I'm blown away because it doesn't suck and it's just really cheap. So I'm everybody going like, what are you talking about? But it really tastes. It's unique. It's like an experience. So anytime I taste something that I've never tasted before and it's cheaply made and it's cheap, I like it. So those are my budgets. There's other stuff, but Wild Turkey, Evan Williams, and that's about where it goes. Everything else is going to be not as good. There's probably something else I could think of if I thought about it. Because like a lot of people, like I don't think Elijah Craig has anything that's really budget to me. It's not at all. So that's where I go.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think their barrel proof line is amazing.
Yes.
But their budget stuff just doesn't do anything for me. I'm not. There's a lot of people that do like it, to be fair, but I'm not one of them. I don't care for the standard Elijah Craig, as you saw. Elijah Craig finished last for you and second to last for me tonight. Yeah. In the rye category, I just their budget line is it's whatever.
It's totally different. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, to answer your question for myself, AZ, I got a review coming out tomorrow that actually answers that question. I got 5 budget bourbons under $25. That's the video tomorrow, so that will give a more full answer. So I won't tell you what all is in that, but as Charles mentioned, above the $25 mark, but under 30, I think Old Granddad 114 is phenomenal. I don't think there is a better budget-ish, also barrel-proof-ish bottle out there. If you're looking for something barrel-proof that's still budget-friendly, that's my go-to. If I want something kind of strong, like if it's been a long day, that's what I'm grabbing. Wild Turkey 101, always a good choice. I'm always praising Old Forester. I don't really think that they make a bad product. Same with Wild Turkey. I don't think they make a bad product. What else?
Did you call Old Forester budget though? Old Forester's not really budget though.
Is it not out in California?
I don't think it's because I think it's like a $30 range, correct? So that's a little bit higher. Budget is 30 or less.
Even like just the regular.
I have to look. You might be correct.
So, yeah. I mean, prices vary all over the country. So so here you can get a fifth of the Old Forester 86 for like 23, and then the 100 proof is like 25, 26 for a fifth.
I have to check. So don't quote me on that. But I like Old Forester, but I never really think about it as budget. Like budget to me, like you said with Old Granddad, the Evan Williams, Wild Turkey, those are budgets. Those are like excellent budgets. Mellow corn. I'm just saying.
Right. Get on that mellow corn, folks.
Yeah, me and the mellow corn. because it tastes good to be so cheap. So 10, 15 bucks, you know, I don't know how the hangover's gonna come, but at least you get the experience. You're like, well, I've never had nothing like this before.
Yeah, don't drink too much of that Mellicor. You might have a really rough hangover.
It'd be very bad for you. I'm just saying, just for a sip, just say, wow,
so,
put it away.
So now, hanging AZ, this is surprising to me. Buffalo Trace is $20 here. Man, that beats Kentucky prices. It's made here. It's made like an hour from me.
You need to try it. If it's only $100, you really need to try it, bro. Anything about Old Forester, $30 or less, and you win it. Nothing. They don't make bad products, brother. They don't. So go ahead and try that, man. Buffalo
Trace for $20. That pisses me off a little bit. So yeah, I'm assuming I'm assuming that you're in Arizona. Is that what the AZ stands for? I assume so. You let me know in the comments. But I mean, if that's true, so they're shipping it to Arizona and still selling it cheaper than they're selling it in the state that it's made in. That's crazy. Man, I don't know what to say about that. That's something.
But John, I'm told it's like that. The more I'm checking things out, it's really like that. It's cheaper other places than where you think it would be the cheapest. It's crazy like that.
Yeah.
I think it's time for me to go to Arizona.
Yeah, maybe we both need to. Although I'm not big on the desert. Is the thing. I don't like the desert. I like mountains.
Why don't you like the desert? I'm curious. You don't like heat?
Well, that's one problem. I hate heat. I mean, that's why we moved from Florida here, because I was tired of the heat. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's beautiful areas in the desert. I'm sure AZ can attest to that. But as far as like when I drive around the area of Kentucky, I'm in kind of more easterly, kind of south central Kentucky, and you're just surrounded by mountains because you're kind of on the hills of the mountains here. And so it's just when you're driving, it's pleasant to drive because you have nice scenery around you.
Understood.
And for me, the desert area just isn't that. I mean, to everybody that has their preference, it's just I like the mountains.
Understood. I totally get it. Yeah. I can go deep, but I won't. But I can't.
Go deep. We can all go deep.
Now I'm making a joke because what I've learned is that everybody has their preference, but I could be happy anywhere. So I prefer, truthfully, the older. Like I used to really love the heat. Now I think I prefer to live in the cold. However, if I can, because of air conditioning, I can move to a hot environment and turn the AC on. So I can live anywhere. I could, as long as I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing for me is I've always worked outside. So that's what ruins it for me. When I was young, I did landscaping. And then after that, I did construction. And then I went into pool maintenance. And now I'm back in construction. And so I've always worked outside. And I enjoy working outside, but not in Florida or other hot climates.
It makes sense. I totally understand. I get it.
See here, got Knob Creek for 26. Now, do you mean
regular Knob Creek?
Regular Knob Creek, I assume so. Yeah, that's around 30 around here, even at the cheapest stores. And then also Templar Fidelis, Tri Idaho, moved here from Tampa. Okay, so we used to almost be neighbors there, Templar. I moved from Orlando, Kissimmee area, so not too far from you. Visited Tampa many, many times. Don't miss Florida at all, though. So,
hey, I'm gonna make a joke. I don't miss Florida at all either.
Now, Charles, where else have you lived? Have you always been in Cali, or?
No, well, the military. So I started off in Florida, lived in Mississippi, I lived in New Jersey, lived in Virginia. I lived a lot of places because of the military. So, Mississippi, San Diego. I spent at least a year of my life in Florida, Orlando and Jacksonville, and don't miss it at all. So I live in a lot of places.
Yeah, see, so I mean, as you can attest to, and so can Templar, and anybody else that's ever been in Florida, it's a different heat than California. It is not the same kind of heat. The temperature might be the same, but the way you feel the heat is completely different.
My gosh, I went to boot camp in Orlando for a Navy, and my humidity in California is nothing like that. And I was, oh my gosh, you stuck there for so long. I was like, my gosh,
it felt like so long anyway. Yeah, I was there for. I mean, I grew up there, so I was there for 34 years.
Wow,
it felt like an eternity.
Yeah, and the continental United States, of every place that I've lived, other than Los Angeles, I think is great. My favorite place outside of it that I stayed was Philadelphia, but it was, I guess it was the time period more than the environment, because what made it so awesome for me was, I'm not going to give all the details, but I was making way more than I should due to good situations, and I got a chance to go to so many 76ers games, and I got to see Michael Jordan play live, and for me, that was like incredible to see this guy score 48 points live. Like,
all right, so
yes,
let's talk about that, because the NBA is always a talking point. So, now I imagine that he wasn't still in the Bulls then, or was that still?
It was a Bulls. 97.
So what year was that?
97.
Oh, okay. So we're going back a little ways here. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was young. I forgot how old I was, early 20s, and I would give this much. One thing about the military, due to situations, you can get a lot of pay. So if you're stationed somewhere and they got to relocate you, they'll pay you, and depending on your chain of command, they can make it so you don't have to spend any of your money. So all your money is you. So imagine being 21 and every 2 weeks you're getting $2,000 to $3,000 and you don't have to pay no bills, just your money. Nothing.
This is also 30 years ago when stuff wasn't so expensive. Yeah.
So that I'm kind of going around it. I'm not, but situations like that happen where you may have 2 months, 3 months, 6 months of this extra pay, super paid, where you're like, my gosh. And I had a moment in my life where it was that great, where it was fantastic. As I can tell you, man, I can understand what it's like to be wealthy and a celebrity just for a little bit, just for a little bit, because for everything,
I get you. Yeah.
So I got a chance to just live the life, and I lived close to the Spectrum Center, I guess, at that time. And I went to every 76ers game I could, every 76ers basketball game that I could. I don't care. I was going to go. And it was great. I loved it.
Cool, man. That's awesome to hear. There's a lot of things I wish I could do if time permitted and I were older at the time and all those kind of things. And that's one of them, is see Jordan play. If I could go back in time, see Hendricks play live.
Yeah, that was cool.
Let's see what else. I would have loved to have seen the original Leonard Skinner together. That's never going to happen. Well, I mean, there's a whole list, but anyway.
Yeah, I say seeing. I'm not saying that's the greatest moment in my life, but I grew up worshiping Michael playing basketball, and just to see him play live and see how awesome he was incredible. I'll never forget it. It was awesome. I was pretty much courtside. That's as I can tell you.
Yeah.
Court, like, dude, couldn't believe I'm sitting. Like, I tell you, this is some super rich people. I'm not rich at all, but just sitting where I was sitting was like awesome for me. I felt like incredible. Yes.
So Charles, I think that transitions really nice into what I want to talk about next, and that is, I mean, you've talked about this on your kind of what you guys call a conversation with whiskeys, and then also we've kind of had this conversation on lives before. And just so you guys know, we're going to get a little bit philosophical here. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Because of Charles' background and my background is completely different than Charles, just so you know. But we've had to deal with similar situations because, well, okay, so just to put it bluntly, when I was younger, unfortunately, I made bad choices and got into what was essentially a gang, and that led to a lot of violence and unfortunate situations. Now, Charles, as he has already mentioned, was in the military, but it leads to similar kinds of conflicts, I guess you would say. And so I appreciate in one of Charles' conversations with whiskey, he talked about how you cannot control life and how you need to live with fear, how you deal with living with fear, and that all life is a risk. And so, Charles, I'll just kind of, I know you probably don't remember exactly that conversation, but it's your thought. So I'm sure you still have the same kind of mental idea on that. So I'll let you kind of rehash that for us.
For me, is tomorrow, like, we could die at any time. So you have to appreciate today, because a car could hit me, comets come out the sky. Not to go too spiritual, but you have a purpose, whatever it may be. And I'm just appreciating that I'm alive today. So I don't worry about the fear of what I can't control. I just want to be the best person I can be, help everyone that I can, and live my life to the fullest without hurting other people. That's really my whole thing. So I'm not saying that you need to make stupid things. I'm not saying going to an area where people rob everybody that go into there, but I'm saying you shouldn't worry about stuff you can't control. You can't control somebody who had a bad day or is mad and wants to hurt people. You just try to be the best you can. And I don't know if I'm making sense, but you can't worry all the time, because that's going to stop you from living. You got to live your life. So if I want to go to a basketball game with somebody that I like, I can't worry about getting robbed or harassed. I'm just going to go to the game. So I'm not. Don't ever put yourself in dangerous situations. I would never advocate that. However, you can't let your fear of something stop you from living your life. That's my statement. Yeah, it's good to see you. Okay. Yeah, that's my thing when I say you can't live in fear. Just that if I want to go running at night, yeah, that's my night. I say you can't live in fear. Just that if I want to go running at night, yeah, that's my night. I say you can't live in fear. Just that I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
It was me. I apologize.
Oh, yeah. Like I can't. I just put on a reflect. Like you can't let things that you want to do, as long as it's not okay. Look, I want to jog at 4 o'clock in the morning. I can't worry about somebody attacking me at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll put on my reflective vest and I'm going to go run. And if something happens, it happens. It's God's will. I don't know how people believe. I'm not trying to tell people anything, but I'm always going to put my faith in doing good. And if you believe in this is, I'm not telling anybody how to believe, but you're going to make it because you're doing good. I'm just speaking. That's my belief. So that's it.
I agree. I mean, that's why I brought this up, because I'd watched that video from you. And I think that's like a really important viewpoint to share with people. Now, Templar and Hanger, I don't know what your ages are, but especially if you're young men, I think this is an important life lesson, especially right now, because unfortunately it feels like a lot of our media is teaching us to live in fear, and I don't think that's healthy or useful.
I agree.
So, one thing that Charles said in that previous conversation is that all life is a risk. Well, that's absolutely true. But, there are ways that you can find to deal with risk. Charles, obviously, having a military background, is experienced in dealing with risk. I, for different reasons, am experienced with dealing with risk. And so, a video that I wanted to share briefly. It's only like I'm not even going to share the full thing. Let's get past here. I'll mute this. Get past the intro ads, because I'm not trying to share that. Excuse me for the pause here, guys. All right, share screen. There we go. I'd like to get your thoughts on this, Charles. How do I do this? Oh, I see. Here we go. Is that doing it? No. Okay, here we go. I don't know if any of you are you a fan of Jordan Peterson, Charles?
A fan? No, I think he says a lot of admirable things. A fan, that's a strong term.
Okay.
I'm not going to say a fan, but I appreciate a lot of his candor, a lot of things that he says.
So we're not even going to listen to this whole thing, but I just want to get your take on this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me unmute.
To the degree that, so because people have commented on every verse in the Bible, like to the degree that's almost unimaginable. So you can look and see all the interpretations and all the translations and get some sense of what the genuine meaning might be. And the line, the meek shall inherit the earth, meek is not a good translation, or the word has moved in the 300 years or so since it was translated. What it means is this: those who have swords and know how to use them, but keep them sheathed, will inherit the world. And that's another thing I'd be telling you. Yeah, no kidding. That's a lot different. That's a big difference. It's so great. And so, like, one of the things I tell young men, well, and young women as well, but the young men really need to hear this more, I think, is that you should be a monster. You know, because everyone says, well, you should be harmless, virtuous. You shouldn't do anyone any harm. You should sheath your competitive instinct. You shouldn't try to win. You know, you don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to be too assertive. You want to take a back seat and all of that. It's like, no, wrong. You should be a monster, an absolute monster, and then you should learn how to control it.
Do you know the expression, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war?
Right, exactly. That's exactly it.
All right, so that's it.
We're going to ask you what I think about that? Me?
Yeah.
I agree with him 1,000,000%.
Me too.
Sorry, I do, because I think that it's better to have power and know how to use it than to not know how to use it and then get power. You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't know if I explained it well, but I agree. Like, because control is everything. It's discipline. So
right.
What he's saying is just, I'm going to give you the chance to control, but have discipline and don't abuse it. I agree with him on that. That's what I think. I think that okay. Producer B is here. I'm here. This is not going to happen, but I'm going to use it. Explain it. He could get angry and hurt me physically, but he chooses not to, and that's a great thing. And I say that he was going to hurt me, but he knows that he can't. And because of that, because I know he can hurt me, and I can retaliate, we have respect. A lot of people don't have respect for other people because they think that these laws or something is going to stop somebody from hurting you. So because I love you, this is the truth. I love you, brother. You're my brother. I don't ever want to hurt you. I don't want you to hurt me, but I don't forget that you can't hurt me. And that's how I feel about men and women. When I talk to you, Brother Sean, even if I don't see you if we met in person, I respect you. I would never doubt that you couldn't hurt me, but I don't want you to, and I respect that. So that's what I mean. I know that you have the power, but hopefully you will control that and we can be civil. And that's what people should understand. If you treat people like they can harm you, but don't think they will, like, I'm not saying that you can't. I know you can't, but let me hope that I don't do anything to agitate you. And if I do, let me apologize because I respect you, your humanity. And if it goes there, I have to defend myself. But that should never be my premise. My premise should be to show you love and compassion and help you in any which way I can, as long as it's not detrimental to other people and to yourself. I'm not going to help you hurt yourself. I'm not going to participate in that. So it's about helping people. I'm with that. So that's what I take from what Jordan said.
So Charles, before, I don't want to get super sidetracked, but I want to touch on what you just said there. So I don't want to help you hurt yourself. And so, that's something. I don't want to. We'll get further into that in a second, but I just want to say to that's something that I think that we're avoiding as a society right now. Is that innate desire that should be within us to prevent people from hurting themselves when we know that they're doing something that's wrong, whether it be mentally, physically, otherwise, because it may not be PC or whatever the case. And so why is that wrong? Why is it wrong if you know someone is doing something that is going to hurt them? Why is it wrong to not step in and say, hey, wait a second, don't do that? And the reason is simple, because you're not showing love then. Because you know that it's wrong and you're not doing something to prevent it.
Can I be honest with you? Do you want me to go? I'll go here with you. This is great.
Let's go.
I don't disagree with you, but we have a society that no matter what, we have to follow the rules of society. And sometimes helping people can be so detrimental to you that it's not worth the effort. That's the best thing I can say. So I'm not trying to smash.
Well, that's also true.
But that's really what it is. It's not that I don't think what they're doing is wrong, but if I say something about what they're doing is wrong, it can hurt me and my family financially, economically, put me in prison, even though what I'm thinking is right. You know, like, first gotta go a little graphic. You for no reason that I know of just want to cut your finger off. You want to cut your finger off, so I try to stop you. Because you just want to cut your finger off, but no, why? Is it cancer? But the law says they have the right to cut their finger off. But I'm stopping them. Now I'm going to jail because I stopped you from hurting yourself. But
right.
You know that it's stupid what you're doing. But the law says it, so that's the problem. But yeah, a lot of people, I'm not gonna go too deep into this. Don't take it personal. Anybody who feels a certain way, you don't want to be a man anymore. You don't want to be a man. Do why? That's a psychological issue. We can help you, but I can't get involved with that. So even though I think what you're doing is wrong, I got to still wait, because for me, doing that will vilify me, will stop me from getting employment, will stop me from anything. So even if I have a certain assessment of it, I just leave it alone, because that's you. The law says I can't do that. Even though I think it's wrong. I don't want you to. You're Jim. You're not Jane. But I'm sorry, I should have went there. But that's it. And I just try to stay. I gotta program me to not help them. That's who they are. That's what they want to be. Even though I think it's wrong. I think a lot of things are wrong. And I'm buzzing, so you got me to go here easy. But I didn't want to. But it's cool. That's it. That's my statement. Please don't hurt me or hate me, people. Don't give me unemployed. I'm joking.
I think based on the comments that you're in good company here, Charles. I just want to point out, Templar, I appreciate you saying that I live by the word of God. Not many people will take that stand these days, so thank you. Also, I just want to point out, Hanging AZ, actually I highlight that and re-highlight Templar. Don't let others pull you down too far, for sure. We need to, that's something we see too often these days, is people just being pulled down by those around them because maybe your ideas are no longer popular, and so we just kind of fall into line with those around us. I don't think that's helpful. We need to stop doing that. I think Charles speaking his mind is what we need to start doing.
We have man, I'm letting it go for a little bit, man. I just feel sad for so many people, man. I really do. However, because I don't have a degree, or because, like, I'm not saying I don't have a degree, but I'm just saying because I don't have a degree in a particular field, or I'm not a professional in this, what I say is not valid. And I feel sad because a lot of people, because of their mind, they're hurting themselves, and you have to accept it. And it's like, dude, maybe later in life you're going to regret your decisions. So let's just relax. You can be in your mind. You can be whatever you want to be without hurting yourself physically. But so many people want to hurt themselves physically, and it's too late. We can't change it. Like, I don't know how to address that, and I don't know what I'm saying. I hope I'm saying. I don't want to say anything that's politically incorrect, because we live in a society that can really be detrimental to your life. So I have to be cautious. Even when I'm thinking I'm saying right now is cautious. But the true me is, I wish more people would take it slow. And when it comes to something that's physically altering, take your time. So this is my belief. This is a belief. It's not fact or science. It's a belief.
Right.
I believe that I respect anybody who says, I'm unsure, I'm going to take my time. And I respect that. So I don't care if it's to do a job, a vaccination, anything. Yeah. No one can pressure you to do something that you're unsure of because you don't know how it's going to affect you. Like, listen, what's wrong with, I'm not saying you shouldn't live in fear, but there's nothing wrong with being cautious and taking your time. And we live in a society that we want people to make fast choices when it can be so detrimental to you that you don't know the repercussions. So I shouldn't use that term. I don't like it. I hate people that try to tell people because they're cautious and unsure, they're taking their time, that they're wrong. And there's nothing wrong with that. So let's say I have a belief and you have a different belief. I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. Just you. I don't agree with you yet. But there's nothing wrong with me taking my time to listen to you. And they say, don't listen to him. But I want to listen to him. What's wrong with me just listening? That's where I get angry at people. We don't have to agree. I don't have to believe what he believes. He don't have to believe what I believe. Maybe we can take our time. And some people want you to rush so fast that it's a bad choice. I'm not saying that sometimes you don't have to rush. Sometimes you got to rush, but you got to know when to. The term is discernment. When you discern when to rush and not to rush. And forgive me if I'm incoherent because information does this to me.
Of course, Templar is essentially quoting the Bible here, but yes, sometimes you have to brush the dust from your sandals and move on. And that's true because sometimes people will not listen, but at least try and have dialogue, as Templar also said here. Yeah, because we need to at least try and have dialogue. It may not work out, but at least attempt it. Because, I mean, if all you do is stay within your worldview and you don't ever take in knowledge from people that have differing views, then how will you ever gain any knowledge? All you'll know is the things you know, and that you're never going to grow. So you need diverse input for your knowledge, or else you're not going to grow at all mentally. And so your worldview will stay very small, and that's all it's ever going to be. But back to circling back, because the reason I made the jump from Michael Jordan to Jordan Peterson is because of the mentality behind both of those, behind Jordan Peterson's statement and the way that Michael Jordan actually lived his life when he was on the Bulls. Because it's the same mentality. Because Michael Jordan, was absolutely a monster. I mean, that's pretty well documented now in The Last Dance. I mean, even his teammates felt that way. But he was a monster for a reason, because he had a goal he was after, and he attained it multiple times. And so being a monster can be useful as long as the purpose is good.
I agree.
And that's kind of what we were talking about earlier. And so I think that a lot of men these days are losing that. We're losing, and so there are men that are monsters, but they're not monsters in a useful way. They might have this level of viciousness or ability to be aggressive or dominant, but they're not doing it for anything useful, and so they're not helping society at all. So we need more men that can be dominant and vicious, but in a, for lack of a better term, a righteous way, or in a way that's useful to society, a way that's useful to your family. And we're losing that because of toxic masculinity or whatever bullcrap gets attached to that.
Yeah, I agree. I can say so much about this because I want to constrain myself. I'm trying. This is gonna flow out sooner or later, but I feel like this competition is good. Like I want to. When I'm competitive, I'm extremely competitive, and I don't. When I compete against somebody, I'm really trying to beat me. And let's say you're faster than me. I look at you and I say, I want to beat this person because I want to improve. It's not that I'm impressed that you're awesome, but I want to be awesome too. So I'm chasing you because I want to know that I can be better. So that's what I mean. And I will do whatever it takes to get without hurting you because I want to win because I won because I'm the best, not because I made you become less. So that's how I think Jordan looked at everything. Jordan looked at this person is great. I want him to tell me I'm great. So I'm gonna do everything it takes for him to tell me I'm great. And there's gonna be no doubt. I want him to be at his best. So if I do beat him, he gotta say, man, this dude's good. And I think I've always thought like that about anything. Like people is always gonna be better than me at lots of things. But if I like what they did, I want to do them. I want them to give me credit. Like this dude is good. Like that means something to me. It means something. So I think that men should want to compete. You should want to be the best at whatever you are. And everybody's not going to like you, and they may not like the way you operate. But I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just trying to be the best me. Like being the best me doesn't mean you have to be the less you. I want you to be the best you. And if I can get to your level or better, that means I was better. But it doesn't mean that you were less. Yeah, so I don't ever want to see somebody lose for me to win. I want you to be the best that you can be and be winning. So if I beat you, I won more. So we both won because you were your best, but I got better. And if I don't win, then I need to improve. I hope it makes sense to what I'm saying. So that's how I look at the world. I never have hate for anyone. So like some people say they have hate. I've never hated any person who did the best. I'm proud of you. I need to step it up because I need to get to your level. You don't need to come down to my level so I can win. I need to get to you. And I need to give you credit because you're great. You're great. I'm trying to be just as great as you are. So I'm sorry, I'm speaking, but that's what's wrong with men today. We don't appreciate other men. Sean, I'm proud of you. I wish I could hit it like you. I don't really care like that. But if I look at you like, man, I wish I felt like that because I'm not. Well, she don't do it. I need to do it. You get what I mean? So I respect people who do things I can't do. Some things I don't want to do, but I still respect it. I'm never going to hate. I just want to be great myself. So that's how people should look at other people. Like, don't hate on their greatness. Apply it. And if you think that you can get there, get there. But don't hate on them because of who they are. They're great. I should appreciate them as long as they're not hating other people. You hate other people, I'm done with you. Really.
And Charles, I would guess now it could have been your family raising, hard to say, but see, that's very much the military mindset. Is that because it's a team mindset, and instead of thinking, oh, I singularly want to be great. No, this is a team setting, so we need to all be great or we die. So. Yes. And so instead of just thinking, how can I get better than my fellow man? Instead, let's figure out how we can all get better.
Yes.
And all succeed.
Yes. If you improve, then I need to improve. I need to be on your level. I can't drag the team down. In basketball, people forget it's a team sport. Everybody get their position to play. Like you may be the scorer, you may be the defender, rebounder, be the best. You know what I mean? And if you need me to do that, I'm going to step up. As they say, next man up. You've heard that in basketball, but that's what it should be. I don't want you to ever feel left. I'm not saying somebody cannot be more integral or important because it's always going to be somebody more important. But let's say that person passes away. Can you step into the role and become that? That's what it is. You got to look at people. I love people. I never look negatively on people unless they're detrimental to other people. But some things we haven't figured out. I haven't figured it out. But I don't want you to lose. I want you to win without hurting other people. I want you to be. So if you're a billionaire, I'm proud for you. How can we get everybody else to be on your level if it's possible? If it is not, I understand. But I want everybody to be able to eat like that and to feel good like that. And I want everybody to have the best car and the best family, the best children, the best wives, the best schooling. And it's not fair, but we can try. We can push for that. We can push for this utopia that we can create being humans. But most people don't see other people as humans. You're my brother, man. I got your back. I don't look at you like, Sean, he's in Kentucky, I'm from California. Forget him. He doesn't feel what I feel. Nah.
That's what's so sad to me is that, what we see on the news, and I know that that's not reality. I know that for the most part, people do not feel that way. I would say there's a small minority that maybe feels that way. But what you see on the news is that that's exactly how you should feel, what you just described. Is that you're a black man from California and I'm a white man from Kentucky, so we should not be friends. And that's completely insane. But that's exactly what's being pushed right now.
I don't even buy into that. I totally agree. Okay, let's go there for 1 minute. I'm a black man. I love black people, but that doesn't mean I don't love other people. So I'm not supposed to love you because you're from some other continent or from some other group or tribe. No, you're human. Like you got family, you bleed. We can work together. Let's say there's one black man and one white man or one whatever person. So because we don't look the same, we can't help each other. That's crazy. People want to live in derangement instead of saying that we're one tribe. I don't know your belief. I gotta go here. If you're a creation of God, if you're son of Adam, daughter of Eve, whatever you believe, we're family. Stop seeing people as enemies. See them as family and help your family. Like sometimes somebody got to sacrifice. It's going to happen. Life is not fair, but you should not see other people as your enemy. You should see them how we work together and love each other. That's my.
So Charles, if I could jump in here 1 second. So you mentioned real quick there that I don't know what you believe, but then you also you said that that you believe personally, and I do as well. And it seems like a lot of our guys in chat here also believe that we are creations of God. And so I'm not going to get real deep into this, but see that fundamental belief right there, that determines the way that you view things. And I know that atheists don't like to hear this, but see, the difference is if you believe that you were made in the image of God, as opposed to you came from goo and you evolved over time, and that
I don't get it is, but I know where you're going with it.
And that none of this has any meaning because at the end of your life, that's it. If that's what you believe, those are polarizing beliefs, and it changes the way that you view your fellow man, because your fellow man has no value. Because here's why. So what we were just talking about.
Listen, I got an argument against it, but I know where you're going with it. But my argument would be not against the religious part. It's the part that just because people don't. Let's say somebody's atheist.
Well, let me finish first.
Okay.
So, because I'm going to use your own argument against you here. So,
Okay.
we were just talking about how we need to build our fellow man up and see how we can get better together. The problem is that Darwin teaches the exact opposite of that.
Okay.
Because survival of the fittest means that the fittest overcomes and dominates everything around them. That's literally what it means. So
I'm not arguing that. But most people. Okay, this is my argument, and it's not against you, but listen to what I'm saying. Most people really are not literal. I'm literal. Most people are not literal. So most people, when they see a benefit in the situation, would change. So even if somebody's atheistic and they don't believe that we came from, like, even if they believe in science and science is their fundamental thought, they still know that they came from a singular point, which they call the Big Bang. Correct? So they say everything is stars, so everything is related and connected. So if you care about your own existence, why should you not care about somebody else's existence? Because we all come from the same place, regardless of religion or science or whatever. So my point is just because somebody is atheistic or agnostic or they don't believe in a supreme being, that's their choice. It still doesn't diminish that we all come from the same place. That's where my argument against the little bit that you said, that's it. Because they know, like, how they feel about life is irrelevant. They do know that we're all connected, because even if it was this infinitesimal point that they don't know that contained all universe, we still came from that. So they still believe there's star matter, and they still believe that all molecules and atoms are the same. They still, and even if we use go ahead.
So here's the problem, though, is that the atheist has no basis for a moral value. There's nothing that there's nothing substantial to say this is right and this is wrong. Wait, let me finish. So here's the thing. So in the atheistic worldview, how do you say definitively with facts? Because remember, this is a material worldview. There are no moral standards, because moral standards are set by, in this worldview we're talking about, moral standards are only set by the human mind, which is a thing that evolved out of material. Okay. So I'm not done yet. So how do you determine that Mother Teresa is better than Hitler in that worldview?
Subjective. I understand what you're saying. I don't want to. I'm going to say this. I have no argument against it. I don't want to even engage in it. I think that no matter what people like, you say standard, the standard is by that we all agree this is it. So if you go by the biblical standard, that's what it is. So you got to go by that. But outside of that, most people who have not read the Bible or don't agree with it, then it's subjective to what they think right and wrong is. That's to the individual. So there's never going to be a standard because people don't agree. That's my statement. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean,
we can't have a moral standard because we don't agree. How can we have a moral standard when we all think differently?
Yeah, and so really, the problem with that worldview is that morality is just as subjective as our whiskey war was tonight. The idea that Hitler is worse than Mother Teresa has the same value as Wild Turkey being better than Bulleit. Because there's no higher standard that says that that's true. So it's just your opinion versus mine. So
it is. That's how most humans operate. I understand where you're going with this. I don't think you're wrong. I'm just okay. You know me, so I'm not going to engage in this. But I do think that regardless, morality is always going to be subjective, because people are going to switch how they feel about things depending on the situation. So if it's one man and 1,000 women, is it wrong for the man to have all the women and they're not all his wives and have millions of babies, because you're going to recreate society? So morals, it's always going to be subjective to the environment of what's going on for most people. We don't go by the biblical standard. If you go by the biblical standard, then there's no subjective to it. The Bible says what it is. I agree with you on that. However, most people aren't Christians. They don't read the Bible, and it's going to vary to humans because we all think differently. Some people don't think things are wrong. Some people think things are wrong. That's just my
well, Charles, I'm just for the sake of argument, I'm not even saying that the Bible is the standard, although I personally believe that's true.
No.
But what I'm saying is that in the material worldview, you can't have a higher standard because there isn't one.
Okay, I think I can accept that. I mean, I have no argument against it. Is there no higher standard? Is what every person individually believes is the standard to be. and they're subjective to the individual. And that's why I think most people, when it comes to morals, that's why in society, you follow civilization, you how things change. That's how you can go to one state and it's legal to have physical intimacy with a woman that's 15, and another state is 18, because it's subjective to the people of where they're at. It's right or wrong. It always seems to be subjective. It's like I say, it's cool to shoot somebody in war from your nation. It is wrong for me to shoot my enemy when I'm not sanctioned by the nation to do that. So it's always subjective to society, right or wrong. That's so it's so philosophically deep. I don't mind engaging in it, but I don't know what right and wrong is for society's sake. Now if we speak religiously, then it's concrete. If we don't speak religiously, we speak about people, civilizations, countries, nations, it's subjective. So you're correct. You're not incorrect at all.
I want to say thank you real quick to Templar and Hanging AZ for, I appreciate that you guys are enjoying this. Question, I want to back up a little bit.
Awesome.
Dragland, oh, I lost it. Dragland 7268. I'm not sure what you meant here. I'm not sure what you were, to answer your question. I'm sorry, the answer to your question is the outcome. Can you just rehash? I'm not sure what you were saying that to. I'm sorry. I didn't notice it soon enough, probably. So if you could just restate what you were addressing there, if you don't mind. Anyway, so let's see here. Where was it? Yes, Templar. What you were talking about is relativity. Yes, objective truth is absolute. I agree.
I agree with that.
And so that's another common thing that's kind of in the worldview these days, that there's no such thing as objective truth. And so, but the problem with that statement in itself is that is a truth claim. So when you say there is no objective truth, you are claiming a truth, but that statement is self-defeating because it defeats itself, because that can't be a truth if there is no objective truth.
I'm going to step in, and I'm about to agree with you 1,000%. I don't know what people, even if science, it states that if truth is relative, then that means it's objective. For you to see it means it's related to what you see. That means it's objective. So there is objective truth, always. I don't disagree with that. Now, what I will say is truth is relative, meaning depending where you're at, you see it differently. But objectively, it's always the same.
But you're talking about perspective truth rather than objective truth.
But objective is objective and subjective. Objective is outside of you. Subjective is how you see it. So objective means that everyone here that stands at this point will see the same thing. That's objective truth. That means if you're right here with me, you're going to see what I see. If you don't, that's subjective.
No, but that's your perception, though.
I understand what you're saying. What does objective mean?
So, well, I mean, so it would, okay. So I guess I think I know what you're driving at. So it's like saying that if you said that you were hot, that is objectively true for Charles. Whether I am hot or not, that would be true. It's true for Charles. It's not true for me. I could be.
My statement is this: if the thermometer says is 88 degrees, everybody who sees this thermometer is going to see 88 degrees because objectively that's what it is. Yeah. Subjectively, I would say it's cold. Objectively, the thermometer says 88 degrees. You can't argue that because the thermometer says it's 88 degrees. So I'm saying that if you stand at the same point that I'm looking at, and you can see, just like I can see, where everything is, you see the same thing because you're standing next to me. And if you don't see it, but 99 other people see it, then something's wrong with you. So it's objectively true. You're subjectively the different person. So my statement is correct. Objective truth is objective truth. No matter what anybody sees, the thermometer says it's 88 degrees. Anybody who looks at it is going to see that. Subjectively, they say, I don't see that. Then something wrong with you because 99 other people have seen it. You that one person who doesn't. That's my statement.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Hanging AZ here. Cold compared to what? Anyway.
I use numbers.
So Charles, me and you, we've had this similar conversation a couple times before, and and this whole time I actually misunderstood the argument you were making. Now I actually agree that yes, because the thermostat's going, like for instance, mine says 75 right now. Mm-hmm. Well, that is true for everyone everywhere, even if they can't see it. That my thermostat says 75.
Yes. Yeah, we argue, but we arguing like me. I'm a word guy. It's not belief. It's not what we think. It's words. And when you state things, when I understand it, I have no argument. So if you say that morality is concrete based on this, I can't argue that. Now I can argue how people see it, but I'm not going to argue what morality is. If you base it off of something, it's a standard. There's a standard. There is. If you go by this, but for people who don't believe in that, then they can't concrete. They can't even, they say that's not true. That's them. But still the standard is still there, regardless if you think it's true or not. So you said this a long time ago, and the more we talk, we agree way more than we disagree.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree with that.
It's so minuscule that it's not even worth
as I said and I think it was our very first stream, I think that if people took the time to talk to one another like me and you are doing, and had open conversations like this, I think most people would figure out that they agree on more than they disagree. It's just that that's not happening. That's exactly the problem, is that that's not happening much anymore. People are not talking to and instead what we do is we avoid the hard subjects and just talk about superficial bullcrap, like what shoes Kim Kardashian wore at whatever award show, or things that don't matter at all. Like,
yes,
I mean, like a month from now, no one will give a crap what shoes she wore.
That's my sadness. I tell people that all the time. Brian knows better than most people. Conversations most people want to have, I don't want to have, man. Are you having a great life? Are you happy? What can I do to make you more happy? Do you love your people? I don't care who Kim is dating, what shoes she wears. What does that got to do with your life? Are you feeling good? Can I help you earn more money if that's what you need? Are you happy? Are you satisfied? What can I do to improve you? What would make you feel more complete as a human? What can I do to help you? That's what I care about. Sean, I want to help you. I want you to feel great. You say, I want to try this whiskey. I want to try Larceny Barrel Proof. Okay, we'll send you some. That's what I want to do. I don't care what shoes somebody I've never known wore. What does it got to do with you and me? You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't care.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the chat here, Charles. That's just based on the calibration of the thermometer. Okay, fair enough. So, the thermostat may not be objectively true, is what Templar is saying here. and then Hanging AZ says, no, that's just heresy. Anyway, so Dragland, he answered my question finally. So, all right, so I get what you're saying, that the outcome, but now still though, in the atheistic worldview, how do you determine that the outcome that Hitler had was wrong? Because, and I don't want to get into Nazi crazy ideas a whole lot, because I want to state outright, I do not agree with them at all. I'm just stating what their mindset was. They did not view the Jews as being equal to humans.
Yes.
In fact, in Mein Kampf, Hitler basically said that the weaker species, which he was viewed as the Jews to be, since they did not want to fight, they did not deserve to live, and they did not deserve to procreate with other people. That's the way that he viewed them. And so for him, it was objectively true that his outcome was right, because based on atheistic thinking, the survival of the fittest states that he was the fittest and he was wiping out those that were not fit.
I had to go back and read Mein Kampf. So I do know that he thought survival of the fittest. I know that. Was Hitler an atheist? I don't know. I never researched him. Was he an atheist?
Well, I mean, I don't know how you could be a Darwinist and not be an atheist. So
I don't know, man, because a lot of people have conflicting thought processes. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
okay.
Okay, so here's what I mean. You can pretend that God and Darwin's ideas can coalesce into the same universe, but they don't actually work together.
I'm not arguing that. My question I like to know concretely. If you're atheist, I know you don't believe in a supreme being. I know you don't believe in God. That's not. My question is, if somebody believes in survival of the fittest, like a lot of people don't have full information, like all the information. So maybe they were brought up in the church and then they go to school, right? So they're learning about evolution, and then they start talking about Okay.
I think he criticized atheism.
Okay. Brian passes to me. I'm gonna read what he says. Adolf Hitler's religious beliefs have been a matter of debate. His opinion regarding religious matters changed considerably over time. During the beginning of his political life, Hitler publicly expressed favorable opinions towards Christianity. Some historians describe his later posture as being anti-Christian. He also criticized atheism. So they don't know how he like. I don't know. We don't know. So
He's more.
But see, so here's the thing is that, so that's not really a good way to determine. I think
yeah.
Hitler's own words, which is what Mein Kampf is, I think is a much better way to determine what he actually thought.
I have to read it now. I'm going to read it. So then next time we talk, I will have read it, and we will talk about it.
I mean,
my statement is this because I'm going with you on the
on
the atheism thing. Can people be believing? Let's say, okay, Jesus Christ or God or Christianity or whatever they believe, or supreme being, and still be believe in Darwinism. And I would say people can, because a lot of these people slide into the realm of agnostic. They don't know. They're like, well, it makes sense to me, and that's what I mean. They're unsure. So that's my argument. That's my statement. Some people are not concrete. They don't know. So like I sometimes I say that because a lot of things I don't know. I know what I've been taught, but I can't, because I can't go back in the past and research it. I can't argue that this is not true, because I have some sciences. Some things about science is straight up like it's real, like they prove it. So how can you say that radio waves or stuff we can't see we got TV sets and GPSs. So
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so you have to sometimes say this is real. But the problem is we can't go back into the past to see how we became us, or how it
right.
So that's the argument that people make. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, because I don't know. I don't know. So on that part, I can be agnostic, because like I don't like. Okay, let me say this, and this is me being logical, not anything else. Is that your body? You go in the sunlight, you're gonna tan. That's evolution to adapt to the environment. You lift weights, you get stronger. That's evolution. So they argue from that point. Not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, but you can see it in small increments. So why can't that not happen over time? Is what the people try to say. If you train yourself, you get smarter. And so what's the term? I can't think of it right now. The word slipped through my mind, but epigenetics. Epigenetics. That if you strengthen your body, your children will be more stronger than you. So that's the argument that people make. So I don't know right or wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just putting it out there because I'm not a scientist.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So that's just.
Well, I mean, so Charles, I'm certainly not either. So the only reason I know what I don't know is like we were talking about on the phone the other day. The only reason I know anything is just because I've taken the time to research it, because, and here's the main reason. I was tired of dealing with atheists, and they come up with this argument that Christianity or any kind of belief in a God is a belief from ignorance.
Okay.
And that really bothered me when I was, because as we talked about in the past. So I went from an atheistic perspective back to believing in God, because I was raised Christian, but then I went away from that because essentially I didn't want to live that life. I had no use for God when I was young.
I get it. I totally get it.
I mean, the life of essentially a gang member, which is what I was, that doesn't correlate real good with any kind of God figure. So then when I came back to, so the way it really came about is I started studying atheism, and really to be an atheist, you essentially need to believe in evolution, or else, it's kind of, otherwise you're just saying that God doesn't exist with no basis for saying that. I mean, you need some mechanism for us to be here, or else, it's hard to say that God doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. And so Darwinism is generally what atheists use to say that. And so then I started studying, because I had a Christian friend, I started studying evolution deeply. And the issue is that it falls apart fairly quickly. On the surface, it looks like it's a good theory. But then when you dig into it, it doesn't really work that well. And so I think that people that are, I mean, I guess everyone is agnostic to a degree because we can't know that God exists for an absolute certainty, right?
I agree with that statement.
But I think
argue, but I can't
I mean, I think what we can do though is say, well, I
believe.
believe with like 99% that is true.
Yes.
And, you know, and so I think that's kind of where I'm at. It would take a mountain of evidence for me to say, okay, God does not exist. And the only reason for that is because I've looked at a mountain of evidence against.
Let me interject because I'm going to do something you probably would not believe, but I'm going to do this. Do you exist?
Yes.
Why?
Oh, I know where you're going. Yeah.
So I understand the 99%, but 100% certainty there's something more powerful than you that created you. 100%. 100%, there's something more powerful than you that created you. You agree with that? 100%, there's something more powerful than you that created you. You didn't come from nothing, bro. You believe that? You agree with that? I'll argue with anyone, scientist, anyone, that you didn't come from nothing. But they 100% that you came from nothing. 100% you didn't come from nothing. You agree with that or disagree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go down this road. So I don't care what belief you have religiously. You do agree that something created you. I don't know where it was or what it is. You agree with that? 100%. So let's say we don't know how to call it. We're going to just call it God. So we can say 100% that God exists. I don't care what you call it. I don't care what you want to name it. I don't care how you see it. There's something more powerful than you that created you. So I would say, I get what you're saying, but 99%, and I agree with that. But truthfully, if you exist and you know you exist, then it means something created you. No matter how you view it, science, religion, whatever, something more powerful than you created you. Something
right. Because so, that's the way that logic follows. Because
so 100%, I would say because I exist, there's something more powerful than me that created me, and I would go 100% with that. But because we're going to use the it always could be wrong, the 99%. So I'll go 99.999 99999999999.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
but I can argue that with anyone, and they can. If you can defeat it, then you're just illogical, irrational, emotional, and we don't need to talk. You know, that's it. You at the Big Bang. Where did the Big Bang come from?
Yeah, exactly.
Where did that come from? What was it there? So something it had to be something that's beyond our comprehension, supernatural, something beyond us.
So that's
why science. Nothing comes from nothing. So for us to exist, and if there was nothing, there had to be something that can never be comprehended that created us. And I'm not being religious. I'm just going by the logic of it. It doesn't make sense to me. There's something incomprehensible that we can never conceive that created you. And anybody who wants to argue me, blasphemy. I will take you on in a debate. I'm joking. I'm joking. But you get the point.
So well, let's touch on the Big Bang briefly. So scientists make that seem simple. Like all of a sudden there was a bunch of energy, and then everything came into existence. Well, that's a very simple statement, but let's break down what that was, because we know within guessing, you know, because of math now, we know basically what that was. So what was that energy exactly, right? Well, scientists and mathematicians have done the math on it. Mm-hmm. So if you took everything that we can view, what that, you know, the mass, the energy, everything that we can see, mm-hmm. And you quantify that as a number, and it's a huge number. I can't remember what it is, but just you can imagine what that number would be like. It's tremendous. Mm-hmm. Now, times that by 10 to the 27th power, mm-hmm. that huge number already, times that by 10 to the 27th power, and that's what scientists estimate the amount of energy was mm-hmm. that happened at the Big Bang. Now, so to say that just came from nothing is an insane idea.
I agree with you. I have no argument. I'm not arguing that.
It's 10 to the 27th power times more than we can even see right now as far as energy goes that was there in that pinpoint when the Big Bang happened.
I can do. Listen, if people don't believe I don't care what people's beliefs are. I'll say that state. Period. Straight up. I don't care what you believe, regardless. If we're gonna go by science, just science on itself, we're gonna look at molecules and atoms. Every molecule and atom, every element is a structure. It's all the same. Yeah. That's intelligence. That doesn't come from nothing.
Yeah.
You can't. So why you argue?
Our DNA, ourselves, yeah.
H2O. Look at it. So that means every water. That's not random. That's a thought. Somebody made that. I mean, or created that. That's. I don't. I don't even want to talk about it because it's pointless. Dude, if you think that you just came from nothing and it was some random occurrence, dude, yeah. If you're just a little, like, dude, really, seriously, are you really on that level? Like, I don't want to listen. I can accept. I do. I can accept. I don't understand. Some things are beyond my comprehension. Maybe one day I will that's in with the supreme being and understand it. I don't right now, so I can accept. I don't know, and I'm not gonna say I know everything. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to know, but sometimes you gotta accept you don't know, and accept that it wasn't some random nothingness that created. It was something intelligent, whatever it is beyond you. That's it. Science, religion, whatever. Understand we exist and we can communicate coherently where we understand each other. That didn't happen because of boof. It didn't. It was. Right. People argue that because they don't want to believe that there's something way more powerful than we will ever be that exists. That's all you got.
And we hope most people want to see what they pass away, the answer to. They're like, hey, this is what happened.
But it may happen. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I'm never.
So I mean, what you're saying, it just follows logically. I mean, because everything that we see, everything that we know of that exists outside of the natural world was created. I mean, this bottle was created.
Everything was created. Everything is intelligent. Everything has a design to it.
It doesn't matter.
Dirt, rock.
Yeah. So how do we go about saying? I mean, if this stupid bottle, and this is a relatively simple thing compared to what life is, if we can say this didn't happen by chance, it didn't just come about like this didn't just coalesce and all of a sudden there was a bottle of whiskey, that would be an insane idea. So how would we possibly say that DNA or a cell just, there it is, just came out of nothing?
People really don't believe that, but they just like to argue it because it makes them feel good. I don't even get into that conversation. Listen, I'm not here to tell you how to think. I'm not telling you what to believe. If you believe we came from nothing, that's great. That makes a lot of sense. You know that 2 + 2 is 4, but you came from nothing. Yes, it happened. You know it happened. It happened because it did. Yes, it did.
I mean, especially when we consider that, like just what's in the DNA of an amoeba, which is like the simplest living thing that there is. Like the information contained in its DNA is equivalent to like like a major library, all of the books in a major library. And that level of information came from nothing, is what Darwinists would have us believe.
Okay, I'm not gonna get it. I'm about to beat you up, but don't take it serious. Stop it, please. Why do you always drag me here? I'm not here. Listen, I don't know a lot of stuff. I'm not gonna argue.
That's the thing. Let me finish. Charles, logic helps you.
Let me finish before I say this, before you go back at me. People gonna believe what they want to believe. I just let them. That's my statement. Please stop it, Sean. He can't help me. I try to get out. He keep dragging me back in.
Well, here's the thing, though. Remember what we talked about earlier.
I'm joking.
So when someone believes something that is harmful,
I know where you're going. I just said I thought that from the beginning.
It is unloving to not correct that belief.
But it's not harmful for them to live in fantasy. If they want to live in fantasy, it's not hurting me. That's their fantasy. Listen. But it's not, hey, Brian said it. Producer B said it. People go to Disneyland every day. I read fantasy books a lot, and I'm not going to listen to you. You're not. Harry Potter's real.
But here's the difference. Yes, those things are entertaining. My shirt is entertaining. This what we're doing is entertainment. But that is.
I love you, bro. You don't ever think I don't.
But the thing is that that's not life.
Let me say this.
Life is much more important.
Let me say this. I'm not here to defeat the Darwinists. I don't care because that's what they think. I'm gonna let them live because I could be totally wrong and I'm gonna just shut up. So let me just live. If you believe that, then it's cool. I don't know. I'm stopped on that because I know where you. I know you, and I get it.
Okay.
I can't find that because I don't know. Can I just say I don't know? I know I'm alive right now. I know you're a good person. I'm a good person. I enjoy drinking whiskey. Whiskey is great. We can talk about it all night if you want to, but I can't I'm never gonna co-sign on something I can't totally disprove. If I could, I would, but I can't, so I won't.
But you can, Charles. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I don't think you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong because
Okay, so
I totally agree with. I can't go back in the past, so I don't understand. So how can I'm agnostic on that point? Like,
okay, so
that's my point. That's all I can say. That's it. You can keep going. I'm going with you.
This is where I'm gonna drop it, and then we'll move on. But so to those watching, to Charles, to B, if you're really serious about wanting to have just firm faith in a theistic worldview, if that's important to you, and that's something that you really want to investigate, a couple books for you guys. I Don't Have Enough Faith to Be an Atheist. It's fantastic. It's a walkthrough from atheism to why theism is true.
Oh, Sean, he's excellent.
I'm gonna do it. Another great book is Darwin's Doubt, which is about how the fossil record disproves evolution and Darwinism. And then the third book, if you're really, really interested, is Michael Behe's Darwin's Black Box. If you can read and understand those, which, to be fair, Darwin's Black Box and Darwin's Doubt are very scientific based, so they can be kind of complicated. I know I personally had to listen to them a couple times to really get the gist of what was being said. But once you understand the theories and principles in those books, then you will have no problem destroying atheism, because once you understand the facts in there, and these are scientific facts. These are not biblical ideas. This is real science proving that evolution is not true. Then you have no problem saying that your theistic worldview is absolute.
So this is my argument. I'm gonna go for 1 second. Atheists. I push that over there. That has nothing to do with Charles. I understand. I think that everybody should believe in supreme being. That's just me. I don't know what you want to call it, God, Yahweh, Allah, whatever. That's me. That's where I stand. I stand on this. You can call me a fantasy worshiper, or cool. It's cool. But I can accept somebody saying, I don't know. I can accept that. If somebody says, I'm agnostic, I don't know where to go. Charles, I thank you for that. I can accept that because that's rational to me. Because I can't prove to you that I can, but you have to accept it. You know what I'm saying? I can live life and prove that. So I can accept that. So now we're going to evolution. I can't go back in the past to disprove that we did not evolve.
Yeah, you can.
That's my argument. Doesn't mean that people to me, I'm not. The reason I can say that is because you can see micro evolutions in everyday life. However, because I don't know God personally, like some people say, I know God personally. I don't know how we became us. So I can't argue that. Some people are going to believe that, like, you don't know maybe how God created us. We don't know. All you know is what you believe. Some people can believe that He created us just like we are. And some people believe it was so warm and He built us up to turn into this. So how can I argue that when I don't know? So I could say when it comes to the creation, like God made us just like us right now, that can be true. But somebody says, well, He created us, but He made us evolve so we can get to where we are now. I can't go back to the past to prove that.
I always say, why, like they say we come from fish and we grew legs. Why did it stop? Why fish don't just keep doing it? I don't understand. I could never. I
get where you're going with that. I'm not arguing that. I totally get it, because evolution takes so long that you can't disprove it because it's supposed to take millions and billions of years. So it would take us being a society where we can record what's happening to dispute it. So I get where Sean is going. I don't think Sean is wrong. I just can't. I can't 100%. I want to be 100% when I say yes.
Like,
right here. So I can't dispute. I don't dispute his argument, but it's so many people that argue against it, and I haven't did their research and their study to even know. So because I was programmed so long to understand evolution, it's hard for somebody to tell me when I was at least 18 to 20 years of college and basic school, elementary school.
Oh, I know.
Learning this, for somebody to say this, and because that's not my field of study and I'm not an expert, I can't say anything because I don't know. And that's why when we have these conversations, I'm not saying you're wrong. I have to actually say I don't know. And what you're saying makes sense, but you have to look at it like I still, because I'm logical, understand that we as humans evolve. So that's the problem. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
I don't like to.
So real quick,
Again, he didn't hear nothing I said.
So
ignore me. You didn't hear nothing I said anyway. I'm joking.
I just want to touch on a couple things you said, then I want to touch on what Hanging AZ said, and then I want to move on to a different subject. So I think we've been on evolution for too long.
Fun. This is great.
So real quick, Charles, and I'm not going to get real deep on this, but it needs to be stated outright that microevolution and macroevolution are absolutely not the same thing. And the books that I mentioned deal with that extensively.
Understood. I got to check them out.
And I mean that with scientific proof, not biblical scriptures or anything. Scientific proof showing that microevolution and macroevolution are absolutely not equivalent.
I want to do an argument. Okay, Dragland 7268 said you aren't supposed to have proof. You're supposed to have faith. But that's the question. That's the problem.
Well, so
let me say this before you go, Sean. Let me finish this. A lot of people don't have faith. How do you get somebody who doesn't have faith to have faith if they don't believe? So that's the problem. When people make that statement, you're not understanding the person that's outside that doesn't feel how you feel or how I feel or how Sean feels to get them to that point. So you can't just tell somebody to have faith that's never have had faith. How do you get somebody who doesn't have faith to have faith? That's the question. I'm asking the question. You can elaborate on it if you want. So when you make that argument, understand that when you say you can have faith, that's easy to say for somebody who has faith. For somebody who has doubt, how do you assage their doubt? That's like me telling somebody, you get vaccinated. I don't want to get vaccinated. Or believe in it. It's have faith. It's the same thing. Most people talk about it, but they don't really rationalize it.
So a couple things here. So we need to qualify what faith is, because I think that word has gotten misinterpreted a lot in the modern day. Also, what Hanging AZ said, I asked too many questions. No such thing. You cannot ask too many questions, because truth can withstand an infinite number of questions.
I agree with that statement.
If something is true, then it doesn't matter how many questions you ask, it will still be true. Now on the matter of faith, the thing is that now I'm going biblical because that's what I believe, but nowhere did God expect us to have blind faith. That's not what He subscribes to us. He doesn't want us to have blind faith. He wants to have faith based on reason. That's what we see throughout Scripture. And Jesus, when He was here, when He talks to His disciples about not having enough faith, it was because He had performed miracles and done all kinds of things that should have built up their faith. That's why He questioned why they didn't have faith, is because He's like, look at all these things I did, and you guys still don't have faith. So it wasn't that there wasn't any evidence. It's that there was a tremendous amount of evidence, and they still didn't have faith. And that's exactly what He expects of us today. I don't think this idea that we're not supposed to have any evidence and just have blind faith is right. I think you should investigate things and prove things to yourself, and that just builds your faith.
I agree with that.
So
1,000%, I agree with that.
So let's talk about what if.
I'm ready for whatever Sean want to go with. I'm good. I'm good.
What was that be? I didn't hear it.
He said, "What about What If? Have you watched What If on Disney?"
Oh, okay. So real quick, Charles, you hold down the fort. I need to hit the bathroom, and my dog also needs to. So talk about whatever.
Okay, we can talk about What If. I'm gonna tell you this.
But don't give it away.
Hold on, I'm gonna go. What I enjoy most about Sean is that we can have any type of conversation. For anybody who's joining us or been here, it's just the fact that we can talk about anything. And me, I'm always trying to be respectful. I don't have to agree with you. I still want to know where you're coming from. So even if him and I don't agree, it's about learning. So you can question me about anything. I'm open to any type of conversation from any type of person, and I'm never going to tell them they're wrong. What I'm going to ask them is, why do you think the way you think? And that's why I think he's one of my favorite people, Whiskey Wars, because we can talk about this, and he can accept that I say, I don't know. And that's the beauty of it. And we still can be friends and associate. Because
most people get mad.
Yeah. We've been arguing this for a minute, right?
Yeah.
We keep arguing because I tell him I don't know if I can sign with that, but we agree like way more than we disagree. So that's what makes it beautiful for me. So just in general, I'm enjoying the chat. Like I'm just enjoying this. This is his page. So I'm not here to tell. Like I'm just happy that you guys are asking questions and interacting and talking to us, and it's a beautiful, wonderful thing for me, man. You'll never know how happy and how cool. It's just I want to have these conversations.
Charles, I'll be right back.
It's cool. I want to have these type of conversations all the time with all the top people, whatever way they believe, and just talk. I'm not here to change you. I'm not here to stop you. Tell me why you think, and then even though I don't agree, like, people have these alternative lifestyles that I don't. They're not me, but I'm not hating on them for it. I just want to know why you do it. I don't agree with it, but you can do you, because I can't stop you. I just think it's wrong. That's me. So I just talk to people, and I'm not here to hate on them. I'm gonna still love you regardless of your life, because your life is not mine. But I don't agree. That's it. So that's what I want for people. Like, I don't hate. I love people. My thing is to associate people who associate with me. Try to be as positive as I can, have fun, and not be detrimental to anybody in their life. I hope I'm making sense to anything. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm really appreciative to all of you, because it's cool. Yeah, Sean is great. Let me read some of the chats. There's a question: with bonus even the existence of God? Okay, question: with bonus even the existence of a God? Because if there be one, he must more approve of the homage of reason than of the blind folded fear. Thomas Jefferson. Okay, maybe I haven't been bad teachers. Not in my head. What if a heresy of Marvel canon? Okay, what if is a heresy of Marvel canon? Anyway, well, we can get into this. I want to wait till Sean come back, but I think they're trying to expand the multiverse, and they're using what if to broaden the perspective of the Marvel movies. So they want to bring back characters or change characters.
Tony Stark.
They can have a different universe. He looks different.
People accept it.
Yes. So that's what if is to make the changes that they can make where it didn't happen blatantly. So that's what I think about the what if. What is going on? Business naturally can't help it. This is hanging with AZ. Yeah, but listen, I think that yeah, you guys can ask us anything. I think Whiskey Wars is fantastic. I'm a geek. If you guys don't know, I like video games, comic books.
The foundation. What do you think about the foundation so far?
Okay, I'm biased. I'm biased because I'm biased for men. I'm sorry. Don't hate me, ladies, if you do. But I dislike. Well, they're doing fantastic, but I dislike that. I understand it. A lot of times they cater to ladies, because a lot of stuff they add is not for men, it's for women. So they add the drama, the romance, this, that would not be like, we just want to see the story. So that's where I think I don't like it, because they add like Harris in the books. Harry Seldon wasn't killed by race. Why did they add that? Why did race had a relationship with whatever the girl was, who was a guy in the book? You know what I mean? Yeah. So like they're changing things to attract women viewers, and it's not detrimental. I just think that sometimes, because you want to make women attract women, and that you do things that it may not be. I got to see the whole thing out before I say it's detrimental, because it's not bad. It's actually pretty great. I like the emperor thing they created. Like it's the emperor's a clone of himself. That makes sense. So how can you do like? So see if I can answer foundation. I'm so interested right now. I gotta see more episodes. I just don't understand. Like they do it a lot in all these things. Like, it doesn't matter who wrote it. But just follow the. You don't have to add black people. You don't have to add women. You don't have to add, just stick with the story. Captain America, Steve Rogers, or like, I understand that sometimes you want to be all inclusive, but that wasn't the story. It's like making Peter Pan a woman. Why would you do that? Peter Pan's a boy. Yeah. Let him say Peter Pan. Make a different story. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I get upset, but I understand it for economic, monetary situations. You want to bring people in. It's not a right or wrong thing. It's just the fact that women are spending more money, and women are more engaged in things, so they want to adhere to. They want to bring them in, but don't destroy the story. So once foundation is done, then I can really critique it, because they haven't did it horrible. I just try to understand those perspectives, those choices that they make, because they want to bring women in, and women was not really in the natural book that Isaac Asimov wrote. And we got to make it fit more to the world we have today. That's my belief.
Dragland, I just want to say thank you to you for enjoying it and watching and listening. I'm sure I know it means a lot to me. I'm sure it does Charles as well. And thank you, everybody, really, that's staying with us. So I'm kind of trying to pick up on, looks like mommy is home. That's why the dog's barking. Anyway, so I'm guessing what you guys were talking about is people changing characters to female characters.
Exactly. I didn't say nothing negative. I don't think I did. I did because I understand the economic and financial situation why they do it. I just think, as long as they don't destroy the story, like foundation is happening, and I hope they don't destroy. First, I want to see the actual recreation if you can, but I understand women care too, and you want to attract women, so I understand it. But just don't destroy the men to make women look great. I don't like that. I don't think women or men should destroy each other. I'm against misogyny and misogyny. I want to see both men and women do good, and I'm not telling women what they can be or what they can't be. I know what I think, but I'm not telling you. If you want to be a CEO of the woman, my hands off to you. Be a CEO. I'm not mad. You can do anything you want to be, as long as you live your life.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I dropped something.
I guess my issue with it is that what is the motivation? Why are we doing it now? You know, that's what my question is. Is that why is it happening across the board everywhere all of a sudden?
I can tell you the answer, but I think.
Oh, I know what the answer is. It's a rhetorical question. You know, and so that's really my issue with it.
I'm still here. 1 second. I'm still here.
Okay. So really, my issue is not that we're having strong female characters, because that's great. It's just that the motivation, I think, is what is insidious to me. Curious, chat, what your thoughts are on all this. Hanging AZ has already kind of said his piece. I would agree. Literally, I mean, in the Star Wars universe, literally killing our heroes, not just figuratively. So yeah,
Rey is the best Jedi ever.
Ray,
wrong. That's a wrong statement.
Yay, Ray.
We were talking about truth a little while ago. That is an untrue statement.
I love Ray.
Don't believe him. This guy's a liar.
Oh my God! If I ever, this is the truth. I don't actually. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't actually hate Ray. I just don't like her. I don't hate her. Like I don't actually. I just detest her existence, and I wish she was erased from creation. But I don't hate her.
Yeah, so here's my thing. Like if we weren't in the current culture we were in, and Rey had been introduced, and they didn't make her like the Jesus of Jedis, then I would have been fine with it. Like if she was just another Jedi, and that's how they wanted to progress the story, no problem.
I agree.
But it's everything else surrounding it that just it makes it very clear to me what the point of that whole storyline was. Is that we needed a strong female character. That was the only goal. There was no other goal. Story writing didn't matter. The rest of the Star Wars universe didn't matter. Throw all those rules out. Just Rey needs to be the most powerful thing ever.
I want to say one thing. I totally 100% agree and concur with everything that Sean Whiskey Ward said, and you can take everything that he says as something that I would say myself. That's it.
Charles is taking the high road here.
You want me to say more?
Yeah, go for it. Let's hear it.
I'm joking, but take this in all seriousness. I would destroy Rey as a character. She would never exist. I don't understand why they created her. She sucks. I don't understand. All Jedi is trained. Even Anakin lost. Everybody loses. Jedi must be trained, and they will suffer defeat. Yoda lost to Palpatine. You saying that Rey doesn't lose? Rey is better than everybody. She didn't take an L at all. She didn't lose a hand. She didn't fall off of the Senate room. She did nothing. Who did you do?
So Kylo, they separated, so they couldn't finish.
Yeah. I mean, so this was the point. Here was the point in the new Star Wars trilogy where I just lost it. when she defeated whatever emo Darth Vader,
Kylo.
Yeah, Kylo. That's the
Who
one.
was stabbed through his like really you can beat
No,
life.
Charles. I'm talking about the first time in the first movie.
The first movie.
Yeah, she had no training at all, and she's defeating a Sith Lord.
Yes, he got shot by Chewbacca in the first movie, didn't he?
And he killed his father.
Yeah, and he was mentally messed up. Yeah, he should never beat Kylo.
No,
like look, Kylo on the same level as Anakin was in Revenge of the Sith. He's been training his whole life to be a Jedi or a Sith. There's no way on earth he could beat her with his eyes closed, like tying his shoes, like Darth Vader versus Luke. And Empire Strikes Back. There's no way on earth Luke could beat Darth Vader. Darth Vader played with him the whole fight. It was like, you watch it, you can see it. Like Luke, like you can beat me with telekinetics. I can't do that. You know, like there's no way on earth. And you're bested. Could have said she should have lost like Luke lost to Darth Vader.
I agree.
I don't want to get into.
You know my theory. You know what I told you. We talked about this before. I thought that maybe
power of the cooch.
No, she forgot. She was trained. We just didn't know yet.
Yes.
But then
you said she was really a Jedi from a kid and she forgot.
Yeah, something like that. That only makes sense. But the fact that she could just pick up the, I'll
tell you why she won.
And just win.
You know why she won?
What?
Me Too.
Yeah, that's right. It's more powerful than the Force.
Me Too movement was going strong in the Star Wars.
Me Too.
Me Too was stronger than the Force.
There you go.
I mean, so that's going to real quick shout out
Sorry, forgive me.
That's like my favorite quote ever in, most movies, but definitely in Star Wars. Do or do not. There is no,
right.
And also just a good life lesson. Just do or do not. There is no try. Like that is some straight wisdom from Star Wars there.
Man, it was dope. Do or do not. There is no try. Either you would do it or you would not. That's it.
Dude, that was a good fight. I like that fight.
What fight? Luke versus Darth Vader?
Yoda. What's the one that's
Well, Dooku?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Yoda destroyed Dooku. If you really think about it. The only reason Yoda didn't stop him because he saved Anakin and Obi-Wan. But Yoda was like, still you have much to learn. Like whatever. Yoda was actually dope.
And some of the moves he did, but he was like.
But let's talk about this. Let's go into this. People hate on George Lucas for the dialogue, but if you turn the words off and just watch the movies, it's effing great. Just watch them. Don't listen with no words. He did a visual storytelling on a level that most people can't even comprehend. He's on that. Sorry, he's on Christopher Nolan level. Christopher Nolan's on that same level. Visual storytelling. That visual, like you don't need no words. Visual.
Yeah.
Visual. His directing, cinematography, and how the story is.
Yeah.
You don't even see the words. You kind of get what's going on. Don't even
as you said, Charles, the dialogue is where it kind of
dies off.
Especially the prequels. The dialogue's a little weak. But still compared to the crap show that we got in these last three movies, it's phenomenal.
They made more Star Wars movies.
Exactly. What am I talking about?
Do they?
The Rise of Skywalker.
What's that?
One-time watch.
I've never heard of that.
Well, it's only something that you may watch one time.
Did it exist?
It did.
It's a fantasy, right? I had a dream about seeing something like that.
I'm just gonna put this out there. Can we agree that Solo is unwatchable? It's just a terrible movie. It's like Solo. Yeah, it's just terrible.
I cannot. I don't think it's terrible. Because it's nothing. Okay, look. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. The worst movie I've ever seen in my life, maybe not true. Star Wars wise, is the Last Jedi. The worst, absolute worst. I want to kill people over this, and I'm so sad for that. I totally just despise it. The worst movie in my brain that's ever been created. Maybe it's not true, but to me. And then after that, The Last Skywalker. I could take The Force Awakens. Solo wasn't horrible because if you put Harrison Ford over the remake, the deep fake, I don't hate the movie. I don't hate it. I don't hate Solo. I don't hate it. Like I don't hate it. I keep trying to hate the movie. I don't hate it. I can watch it and be okay. Like okay, it's okay.
Charles, I feel like I need to remind you of some reasons to hate it.
I already know why. But I'm saying I know why you should hate it. I'm just saying that when I watch it, I
You don't
don't
play The
hate
Last
it.
Jedi.
I don't. Yeah, I don't love it. Brian, I'm a Star Wars fanatic. Brian, how many times? I've watched Solo one time. I've never rewatched it, so that tells you I don't love it. I've never watched Revenge of the Sith.
Just real quick.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go. Then I'm gonna go after that.
Solo insinuated, well, basically outright said that Lando Calrissian was having sex with a robot. I just want to remind everybody that happened.
Let me tell you this. I haven't watched the movie other than one time, so I don't remember nothing about it. So that tells you how much I didn't love it. I didn't. Have you? Okay, Brutus, you know me better than most people. How many times you ever tell me? How many times you ever heard me say I love Solo?
You say never. You say he was watching.
That's it. I didn't hate it. I just never rewatched it. So, okay, let's take all the sequel movies out, other than Force Awakens. Let's take Force Awakens out too. How many times do you think I watched Revenge of the Sith? And whenever you think, I bet you're wrong.
Revenge, I think that hundreds of times.
No, I've watched Revenge of the Sith probably a couple thousand times. How many times did you watch Empire Strikes Back?
A couple of thousand.
How many times did you watch Return of the Jedi?
A lot. All of them a lot.
No, I'm telling you.
Jedi, I think 500.
Okay, that's correct. How many times do you think of Star Wars, the first one?
About the same.
Okay, so all these other movies I've watched at least 500 to 1,000 times. I have watched Solo once. I watched Force Awakens
Twice, at least.
No, the Force Awakens probably a good 10 times. I did.
Okay.
Last Jedi.
I mean, I think that's the best.
One time only. I have never watched The Rise of Skywalker other than once, the first time I watched it. And Han Solo, I watched one time. Rogue Squadron, Rogue One, whatever it is, I probably watched 2 or 3 times.
I might watch it 10.
Well, they watched more than me. I think it was good.
Look at it.
Honestly, I'm going to say outright, I think the Rogue One of the new movie is a decent movie.
I think so too, but I'm saying I'm only watching it 2 or 3 times.
I'm not saying it's great, but
Watch 1,000 times.
I watched the Darth Vader scene 1,000 times.
Yeah.
1,000 times.
Help us.
The Mandalorian scene with Luke Skywalker, I watched a good 100 times.
Even without the Darth Vader scene, I think that the storyline in Rogue One is decent. I think it's a good
I'm
storyline.
looking at you. Without the Darth Vader scene, it wouldn't be as great. I'm sorry. It was a good movie, but that Darth Vader scene, dude, sorry. Close your ears.
Here's what I'm saying. As I think
I'm going to say something wrong on your page. I want you not to hear what I'm going to say. Can I say it? If you say no, I won't. But can I please say something wrong?
okay.
It made me bust one. I busted a fat one. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you told me about it.
I was in
the movie theater.
I was in love.
In the movie theater.
I said, my gosh, this is the best scene I've ever seen in my life. When I seen that, I kept it clean, but I'm letting you understand how euphoria, how much emotion, dude. If I could have just made it up to the screen at that moment, I would have.
But I mean, what I'm saying is, rewatch Rogue One. I think that the characters in Rogue One are actually interesting.
Great. I know the movie right in my head. I don't need to rewatch it anymore.
And that's exactly what's missing from the sequels. And the sequels. I don't. The characters in the sequels aren't. I mean, other than the old characters, but the new characters in the sequels, I don't find them to be interesting. That's the whole problem.
We can talk about this all night. I said, listen, they didn't set up like Luke. Man, George Lucas is awesome. It made sense. The whole Darth Vader reveal changed everything about it. Like Luke in the Star Wars, the first one, it was like all about my dad. My dad was a Jedi. I want to be like my dad. I want to be just like my dad. Then you couldn't find out your dad was the baddest, worst person on the planet Earth, but the worst person ever. Now you want to save him. That's so great. What do we know about Rey? What is Rey? Who are you? What do we? Yeah. That's the only thing they had going is who was her. And after that, it's nothing unique about it.
Figured out what she was. Like what? They didn't have no direction where they just threw ideas in the hat and just like okay.
Let's go into Han Solo. Han Solo didn't believe in the Force. It's hokey pokey religious. I'm about myself. Han Solo character so good because he started depending on other people. Like people can help me. Maybe it's not all about me. Like Han Solo started to love people.
And also later in the original trilogy, he does start believing in the Force.
Yes, so I'm saying the character arc. Yeah, we're on the same page. So I'm trying to go with the sequel that I've only watched. What character arcs did they have? They had no. The only character arc was Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren was the only character that was somewhat interesting. because it makes sense somewhat. I think they didn't let
They messed it up.
If you let me ride, it would have been better because they try to turn Luke into. That's not Luke. Luke would never try to kill. Luke is about hope. Luke is about I can save you. I can save you. That's so.
Now he's just old man.
But Luke, I'm gonna kill my nephew because Luke saved Darth Vader. Why are you gonna try to kill Kylo? Don't make sense. You lost me with that. I can go on this all day.
So real quick on that. So I kind of mentioned this to you over the phone. So let's go through that. Your favorite Star Wars character and why?
Truthfully, Anakin Skywalker is my favorite. I'm just because he had to go through so much, man. Anakin wanted to be a good dude. Anakin wanted to save people. He wanted to love people.
Now, I want to be clear. So Charles, you mean prequel Anakin, not Vader, right?
Yeah, not Vader. Anakin. Let me know what you see. Stop my jokes. My joke is coming. Anakin. I'm gonna bring him anyway. It's not gonna be as good now because you destroyed it. Anakin wanted to bring people to Jesus. I can save you. Have you read the Bible? I can take you to the Lord. That's Anakin, right? Anakin wanted to save you. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. This is Anakin. Anakin wanted to save you.
I feel like
not Jesus, but I've been next to Jesus. Let me bring you to it.
I feel like maybe we saw a different Anakin.
I'm being silly. I'm being silly, but Anakin was a good dude. You agree? Anakin really wanted to. Let me finish, and then before you interject, let me finish. Yeah. I agree, but let me explain to you why Anakin was like. See, I'm telling you, you won't let me get to the Anakin point. See, you wanted me to go there, then you stop. Can I go to Anakin? Okay. Anakin was really a good-hearted dude who loved his mom. He wanted to save the slaves. He wanted everybody to be free. So that's his Christianity. That's his. I want to help people. I want to help you because it's the right thing to do. Remember that? I'm helping you because it's the right thing to do. It's what people want me to do. Anakin wanted to be that, right? That's what he wanted to be, correct? We all agree with that. And the Phantom Menace, right? That's Anakin. So Anakin, he says everybody, I'm going to the Jedi. Then because he wants to help people and be great, they diminish him. They shut him down. And it shows you how so quickly people can lose faith. Anakin lost faith because no matter how good I'm doing, they never want to give me credit and say you've done well. It's always, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't love people. You shouldn't care. And Anakin, you my brother. Why should I not want to save Sean and I see Sean die? Why should I want to not get my mom on slavery? You should let her go. Let her eat it. And let me finish because I see you eking. And then Anakin, when he turns into Darth Vader, is my faith is broken. I got to control it because I can't trust other people. And then when he becomes Luke, I was wrong. I shouldn't trust people because people aren't good. And the whole point is what makes Anakin's arc so good is that he was wrong because people, no matter how down they get, you should never lose your faith. Never lose your faith because the original Anakin was in faith and he trusted people. He let other people stop him from believing in the goodness of humanity and the goodness of people and the goodness of himself. That's what makes Anakin so good. You were trying to stop me, but you got to take Anakin and Darth Vader as one character. I like the Darth Vader redemption, and I like Anakin's beginning. And Anakin became who he was, but the sadness was how easy it is to corrupt people to do wrong.
Lightsaber.
Anakin wanted to be good, even when he stopped Mace Windu from killing Sidious. It was for a good reason to save someone.
I think you might be stretching now, sir. There, Charles.
Okay. He loved. Listen, no, I'm not stretching. Follow my logic. He loved Padme. He knew that Sidious knew how to stop people from dying. He didn't want Mace to kill him because I need to learn how to save my wife in case she dies because I love her. That was a good reason. I'm not stretching. I'm saying it was wrong for him to do, but he did it for the right. He did it to save his wife. Like
I think it's two things. But on top of that, why you get to choose to kill this dude, and when I try to do things, you knock me down, but it's okay for you
to do it. Yeah, it was. Anakin.
So I think it was two things that
I agree. Anakin told Anakin not to do a lot of things, and when he killed Dooku, he was like, "I shouldn't have did that." But it's cool for you to do it. I know I shouldn't have did it, but you going. So you tell me I'm wrong to kill this guy, but you going to do it too? Come on now.
So
go ahead.
So going back quite a ways here, but that was one one area that I never agreed with the Jedi is that this idea that love is bad and that hate is bad, because neither of those things are true, because it depends on how you're displaying them.
Yeah,
Because there are things that are worth hating, and there are certainly things that are worth loving. So I've always had a problem with that Jedi philosophy. But anyway, so to my character, I mean, I'm wearing him. But when I say Anakin, I mean the entire story arc of Anakin, because as was mentioned earlier, I think by Templar, to me, it's very similar to the story of the prodigal son in the Bible. So you have this character that starts good, falls away from goodness, and becomes complete evil, and then comes back to being good. And that's a story arc that I can relate to, because I've literally done that. Well, I can't say that I am good. I don't have the ability to make that claim, but I'm trying to be good anyway. But I mean, I appreciate what that life is like, because in being torn between those decisions, and as you mentioned earlier, Charles, that if Darth Vader had not been torn with the decision to kill his son or not, he would have easily won. I mean, let's be fair. He would have destroyed Luke if he did not have that inner turmoil going on.
He didn't have he never wanted to destroy Luke, so it was no turmoil. He was never trying to destroy Luke ever.
Yeah.
People like you say, turmoil. He did not want to destroy Luke. He wasn't trying to ever destroy Luke. So there's no turmoil because he wasn't trying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. That's probably more accurate. Yeah. But now, as far as, so that's personally, I guess that's my favorite. But when I look at it like as a totality, like the Star Wars universe, I have to agree with Dragland here. I think Yoda is probably my favorite, just for like wisdom, and just as far as like a character goes. I mean, he has my absolute, as I said earlier, my absolute favorite line in all of Star Wars. And actually, lots of lines that Yoda says are just straight wisdom. I mean, even though he talks weird, you could actually apply things that Yoda says to life.
I'm about to go hit the restroom.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Brian said
I'll keep talking here.
All right.
So I'm going back in chat here. Some guys, hope you're still with me. So he probably loved Greedo also. I'm trying to think what that was referring to, being an AZ. And then also Boba Fett disagrees. I thought that was great. Boba Fett is definitely like a close second, third, depending on how you're ordering things. He top three for sure. You still with us, Brian?
Oh, heating up something, but I can hear you.
Okay. So, what's your favorite character?
Vader. I like the first time I seen Vader, right? So I like the evil Vader. Then I like the Anakin, and then Luke.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought Kylo Ren. I thought he was going to be a good character, but once he became, I think start killing throwing everything, I didn't like him.
Yeah, this comment right here, I think, pretty much embodies how we all feel. Kylo Ren should have never taken his mask off. Would have been scarier.
I agree with that. I agree.
Once he became emo Kylo Ren and he started smashing stuff and breaking helmets, it's just like, okay, what are you doing? And Mace, actually, I forget. I guess it was probably you, AZ, that said it earlier. Mace was way too cool of a character to kill off that fast, unfortunately. But I keep hearing
Darth Maul too. Yep, Darth Maul should have been killed off.
Darth Maul's in that category. I keep hearing rumors though that Mace may be making a return. I'm not sure how they're going to do that exactly, but I hope that's true.
I agree.
Let's see what else. Vader was scary as hell as a kid. Yes, Man, the first time you hear that, well, I can't do it well, but anyway, you know what I'm trying to do. The breathing. The first time you hear that breathing, you know that something epic is coming your way. What are we snacking on, Charles?
Pizza.
Pizza. All right. Well, that's right. It's still early there. It's like
9 o'clock.
Yeah, 9 o'clock your time. Yeah, I think there's a lot of life lessons we can learn from Star Wars.
Me too.
So clearly, AZ is partial to Boba Fett. He's made that pretty clear, and I get that. Boba Fett's a great character. I don't think he got enough screen time. I would have liked to see him get a little more screen time and not die to the Sarlacc, which I guess in the extended universe he actually doesn't. He escapes, but nonetheless in the movies that's all we see of him.
The Book of Boba Fett. He's in Mandalorian.
Yeah, so I guess maybe we're going to finally get some video, I guess, backstory of how he escapes the Sarlacc, because clearly he did. But I mean, up until now, it was just been in books. So we'll see. Okay, so what are we drinking? Find the camera. I'm drinking the Wild Turkey 101 Rye again. Earlier, my last cup was some Maker's Mark 101. I didn't announce that, but it was good.
I think that's a budget bourbon, right? Like I think it's like $30, right?
Maker's Mark.
This is the 101, and around here it's about 40. So I mean, it's not bad. I guess you would still call that a budget option. It's good though. I like it. I like it a lot better than the standard makers. I'm not a fan of regular Maker's Mark personally.
What about 46?
Yeah,
46 I like a lot. And the 46 cask strength I think is amazing. That's one of my favorite kind of. I mean, around here it's about 60, and that's a great seat. Personally, that's something we should do. So do you guys have Maker's 46 cask strength?
You can get.
Okay.
But yeah, it's I should have pulled the trigger on it and I didn't do it.
It's here every day.
Well, you got time.
Natural?
Okay.
So here's my idea: is that I'm gonna send you guys the Weller Antique 107, and most of the makers cask strength are around 105 to 110 proof, so similar proof. And I'd like to do a head-to-head of those two blind and see which one comes out on top.
Okay.
They're both wheated bourbons, and I'm curious because I think that Maker's 46 cask strength is equally as good, if not better.
Which one is that one?
Where's G?
So now, real quick, Chad, I'll get to your discussion here in just a second. I want to ask Charles something. So we went over this earlier. Do you guys still want the Nulu, or do you think
we got Nulu now?
Do you have the toasted one?
I don't have the toast. I have one. So it's a store pick like what you guys got. The one I have. So if you guys think you're good, then have you had Starlight, and does that interest you at all?
Yeah, like Starlight.
Yes, in it.
Okay. So
everything interests me. Everything.
All right. So I have a Starlight, just standard barrel proof store pick, and I have a Starlight double barrel. So like Old Forester 1910 or Woodford Double Oak, same kind of idea, but this one's barrel proof. So if either of those, whichever is more interesting to you guys.
Whoever one you want to see him, I'll drink whatever.
You guys are making me hungry. I know that. What are you guys eating on there? What kind of pizza?
It's porky, sweet and spicy. Pineapple, sausages, pepperoni. It's delicious. Very spicy. We should have it. One of the best pizzas on the planet Earth. My favorite.
Can you hang up?
Spicy pizza with whiskey. That's
It's sweet and spicy. Sweet and spicy.
So let me get to the chat a little bit here. I missed a lot. All right, so I think Mace was the most powerful Jedi. So I hate to disagree with you, AZ, but I forget who did. I think it was actually Lucas himself. He's put out kind of a power scale, and although Mace is very powerful, now don't quote me on this, but I believe both Vader and Luke are more powerful. And Luke, I believe also that Yoda is either equivalent or more powerful.
Yes. I agree with that statement.
And also Sidious might be in that range as well.
Yes.
Anyway, the next we got, well, y'all see, I answered that. Let's see, run through the Legion here. I have not had Legion, Templar. So I've heard mixed reviews on Legion, which has prevented me from buying it. What are your thoughts on it? How are you enjoying it? All right, so next we got, how is Maker's Mark 101 compared to Wild Turkey? Well, so, I mean, it's about twice as much. So Maker's Mark 101, I think, is better. But with that said, it is nearly twice the price. So, it should be better. If it weren't better, then it wouldn't sell at all, I don't think so. As I said earlier, regular Maker's Mark, I don't think is good at all. So if you're going to buy a Maker's, get this or the 46. That's my personal opinion anyway. Let's see here.
Man.
Oh, I see. I was kind of skimming over that. You mean 115 degrees, not proof. AZ. That's one of the many reasons I don't move to Arizona. That kind of heat would make me really angry. Jack Daniel's single barrel proof here. That is a great bourbon. I would put that in the conversation we had earlier, Charles, where we were talking about bottles that punch above their weight. Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. Both the rye and the standard bourbon are both fantastic. Anything you want to add to that?
I agree. That's my statement. I agree.
I'm reading around the crack of my screen, folks, so I apologize. I need to try JD's thing. Okay, your memory is pounding. Oh, okay, yeah. So hang on, AZ. Not at all the same experience as Old Number 7. I don't think Old Number 7 is. Well, I have a bottle downstairs that's been sitting for a very long time, and it's probably going to continue to sit for a long time. But Jack Daniel's higher level, higher tier stuff, I think, is worth a buy and excellent. Their cheap stuff, not great, personally. Best whiskey snack is Japanese peanuts. I don't even know what those are, so maybe you can explain to us what those are. Charles, any idea what Japanese peanuts are?
I have no idea.
Okay. Legion sounds rich. It is a little bit pricey. I don't know if it's worth it. Has lots of body, deep flavor, very smooth. Templar is answering my question on Legion. So there you go. Okay, cool. What kind of, Templar, I hate to put you on the spot, but what kind of notes would you say you're getting? Also, Dragland, try, yeah, for sure. Mouthfeel is creamy and the caramel taste is rich. Love the stuff. Yeah, I would agree. Personally, I think I get something like a raspberry peanut butter, raspberry peanut butter and jelly sandwich with caramel on top. Something along those lines is what I get out of JDSBBP. It's good stuff. I think Charles has finished his pizza. Oh, nope.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm just hitting the wrong buttons. I'm good. I'm still hungry though. I'm thinking about ordering something else.
Oh, okay, I got you. You know, so maybe it's just me, or maybe you're having the same experience. When I drink, I get hungrier than normal. Do you find that to be true?
That's just true.
Yeah. So maybe that's what you're experiencing right now.
Yeah, I ate like 8 this morning, so I hadn't eaten till right now.
Oh, okay. Well, that also would explain it. I eat probably too much. That's I'm always eating.
I eat like once or twice a day, so you know, usually no big deal.
Well, Charles, I was planning on finishing up about 12:30, but it looks like you're fading on me a little bit. So if
I can go, huh? I can go. Like I'm good. I'm just thinking about eating.
okay.
That's what I'm thinking about. I'm saying I'm fading, but you keep going. I can keep going. I mean, it's on you. I'm not.
No, I mean, if you, what I'm saying is, you know, if you're good, then we're good. You know, we can.
I'm just thinking about. Really, I'm a little hungry, so I'm just thinking about eating. That's all I'm thinking about.
Oh, okay.
I'm not tired. I'm more hungry. So I'm thinking, do I want to order this or what do I want to order? If anything.
That's what is open.
If I'm looking, I'm trying to think what I want. Pizza is always good. So they got a barbecue chicken pizza. You like barbecue chicken pizza, right?
Yeah, that works.
So I get a barbecue chicken pizza, but it's $9. But they also got a you get barbecue chicken pizza from a place I've never had before. See what it tastes like.
So Charles, I gotta ask, do you think they deliver to Kentucky?
No, I don't think it will.
I could use a pizza right now.
Yeah, I wish I could send it to you.
So chat, Dragland, Templar, Hanging, give us a random topic to talk about. What do we find interesting?
Is there anything you want to drink now? Something new?
Yeah, what you want to try? Noodle?
No, not yet.
Okay, there you go.
I mean, I'm currently sipping on Wild Turkey 101 Rye, but I can change that.
Oh, whatever, Brian.
Regular Wild Turkey.
Well, whatever. Wild Turkey's fine.
So Japanese peanuts are Mexican snacks. Well, that's kind of deceiving. Peanuts in a crunchy shell. I personally do not smoke cigars. Dragland. Can't answer for Charles on that.
I don't smoke.
Now, I used to years ago. Would have been 17 years ago. Used to, but that was a different life. So, yeah. Personally, from just kind of remembering, because I've always drank whiskey. I took a hiatus from it for a while because it was kind of getting a hold of me more than I liked. But back when I used to smoke as well, I found that it kind of, for me anyway, it kind of dulled my ability to pick out flavors, especially in the back of my throat. I couldn't appreciate the finish on a whiskey nearly as much. That's just my personal experience. So I know other people do.
Okay.
Really? I had this recently.
Okay.
Okay, 1792.
Okay.
I recently had it 2 weeks ago, and it tastes really, really good.
Okay.
I don't know because it was open, but this was the best time I tasted it since I had it. Like it was really good that day.
No, yeah, I get you, Brian. So I find that true of almost every bottle I've ever had, is that each bottle kind of reaches this sweet spot where there's like the right amount of air to whiskey ratio. And that you get this it seems like the sweet elements of the bottle come through more. I'm sure there's some scientific principle that describes that, but real quick, so Templar on the Legion says rich cherry, caramel, and weight. And then also he says, not as schooled as you, Whiskey Wars. I'm sorry, reading around my crack again, but that's the bulk of it. Not too sweet, finishes clean. So I just want to state outright, guys, that I am not schooled at all, so don't. I'm no Fred Minnick or anything. I'm just some guy that really enjoys it. Now, so with that said, some things that can help you expand your palate if you guys are interested in that, and these are just things that I've heard from other people that do it professionally, so it's not like this is my advice. Get out things in your cabinet, especially spices and things, and smell them as you're smelling your whiskey, and that can help you pick out new notes so that you can describe things better. But I mean, it's all a learning process, because really all it is, just like muscle memory, it's the same process for your brain, remembering tasting and nosing notes. So the more you acquaint your brain with different smells, like from your spice cabinet or whatever, the more you're able to relate that to whiskey. So anybody can improve, is what I'm trying to say.
I agree with that statement. Eat more stuff. Try more stuff.
There you go.
I suck. I just drink.
Yeah. So Charles, you're definitely not asking for this, but I'm going to send you a sample of Woodinville. I don't know if you've seen my latest review. Well, it's actually not my latest now, because that one came out after that. But I got a lot of hate for my Woodinville review. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to send it to you. And here's what I'm going to do, so that you don't know. I'm going to send you two things that are unmarked, so that way you don't know
which one's which.
Yeah, and then I want you to just review them, and then you will have a real experience, just like I did. And you tell me what your experience is.
I'll do that. That sounds like a plan. That's really cool.
I remember that video. I think you said it smelled like paint. I mean, like wood.
Yep. Wood stain.
Yeah, wood stain.
I stand by that nosing and tasting them. Yeah. Yeah. You know, and so what it seems to be, just based on conversations I've had with several people, is that Woodinville just isn't consistent. So they put out some good bottles, apparently, because some people have said, they're getting great bottles out of Woodinville, and then other bottles are just terrible. In fact, one guy said that the first time he tried Woodinville was in a bar, and he said that bottle was phenomenal. And so then he went out and bought a bottle himself, and then that bottle he purchased himself was just like I described it. So it seems to vary wildly.
Hit or miss. Hit or miss.
Yeah. So, Charles, you'll get to have that experience as well. So
I'm looking forward to Friday. I hope that I can prove you wrong. I hope man, it smells like flowers and roses and raisins and fruits, cherries and nuts and chocolate.
Well, I've given it to two other people so far, other than myself, and neither of them. And I didn't say anything about it. What I always do is I just pour something for somebody and just say, "Tell me what you smell and taste." That's what. Anytime I give somebody whiskey at all, that's what I say. And needless to say, they weren't impressed.
I'm gonna act like I didn't hear that. I'm gonna be excited and be ready to try it.
Well, you won't know. So
you won't know.
Here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a bunch of stuff, and then I'm going to just label them like 1, 2, and 3.
Got it.
And I will have a list of what they are. And then when we do our next live, you'll try them, and then you can tell me what your honest opinion on them, and then we'll reveal what they are.
So like a plan. It sounds like a really good plan. Really, really good plan. I just ordered some pizza. Now I'm like, where's the pizza? I ordered 1 minute. Like I'm supposed to be here like 1 second, right? Pizza, where are you?
Is it normally that fast?
That's the first I've ever had before. Pregos or something. One thing about Los Angeles, you can.
So, question to both of us here. 1792 small batch is great. Have you tried the barrel proof? Yes, I have had the full proof. I think it's really good.
We have it.
Yeah, I know. But I'm trying to right now. 1792 is not blowing me away at this moment. It's not bad, but it's like woo.
Okay, so let's get the full proof because I remember you enjoyed the small
Oh,
batch
the full proof then.
more than the full.
I don't
proof.
dislike it. See, now he wants to dive into this. Let's try this one.
So this is mainly to Brian because I've watched enough of you guys' reviews that I know kind of what your palates are and what you prefer. So I get kind of a raisiny, pruny note on the full proof that I think Brian will probably enjoy more than maybe you, Charles.
Yeah, we're gonna go and drive it in. Hold on, drive into it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the full proof is good. I'm not a huge fan of that note. I wouldn't say it's bad. There you go. Yeah. Oh, that's a
Full
story.
proof single barrel from Cork, the place I went to today. Cork. It's in Long Beach, California. It's on Atlantic Boulevard.
So you do have a store pick, so that's a little bit different, probably.
Yeah, that's all I need right there. Store pick. Store pick. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry. Little squirrel.
And yes, Hanging AZ, it did taste like lacquer and bad decisions for sure. That's exactly what Woodinville tastes like.
Yeah, I smell right now. That's it all.
Templar, are you talking about the Legion still, or are you talking about Woodinville? I'm not sure.
I was in LA.
Based on our conversation.
I'm gonna try this.
And then also, let's see, I'm trying to read around the crack of my screen again. Also, I did not recognize you. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, cowboy hat.
Yeah, no cowboy hat tonight. Just wearing my hunting hat instead.
Yeah, full proof is way more boozy on the nose. This is brown sugar-ish. Totally smells, but it don't taste like that.
Yeah, I would agree with Hanging AC. So if Legion does have that note, I might have to pick it up. That is one of my favorite notes as well.
Wow.
I love a nice tobacco note. I love a nice kind of leathery note, as long as it's not too strong. Really, any of the kind of darker notes I really like in a bourbon.
The full proof is way more experience, more raisin. It comes out like so you taste it. You taste the raisin. You taste that. Where on this one is not that exceptional. I don't get more water. This is more your average bourbon.
Yeah, so I will give away that just to whet the appetite for tomorrow. So 1792 is in my 5 budget bourbons under $25. But it does.
I didn't know that. I forgot.
But it does come in 5th place out of the 5. So
yeah.
I won't say what the other 4 are.
Full proof is way better. I don't believe it is like full proof. This is way more of an experience. This is like whoa. Yeah, a lot of flavor in that. Caramel, raisin, chocolate.
I love it, as you can see.
Yeah, we can show that. Hold on, I'll show you. Oh, does he? Which one do you? This is the full proof. This is the regular.
The full proof's been hit pretty hard.
Somebody's been attacking the full proof.
Yeah, the full proof's good. You know, I guess what kind of dings the standard 1792, the small batch, it's got this kind of real strong peppery note on the finish to me.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't really like that much. I mean, I don't mind a peppery note, but to me, it's pretty strong.
I agree. It's really strong. When you said it, it hit my brain, and I was like, yeah. It doesn't bother me, but it's not a great flavor. It's not like woo, let's drink more of it. I agree with you on that one. So you said peppery note, so I drink it. I can see this. on the finish.
But yeah, as you said, it's not bad. It just kind of it takes away from the experience for me.
Totally understand. I got some friends popping up. Can I put the business out there? Can I speak? Yeah, producer B. As I say, producer B. He's a film guy, director, producer. He got some people that he's working with to make this film project. Pop through my friend.
Okay.
So it's like it's kind of cool. It's good. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. But anyway, just hilarious. If I could put them on camera, I would. I don't know if they want to be seen. Sal, what's going on, bro?
What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
Remember my little kid?
Yes, I do. I speak to him like a grown man. What's up, dude?
We have visitors.
Yes, sir.
He said he might get something. Morning.
Yeah, I was trying to convince Brian to give me your pizza. He wouldn't do it.
It's not expensive.
So, can we talk about this film that B is working on?
It's gonna be a little horror short. His horror's his favorite genre, and I don't know the title. I think I do. I take the title. I think the title's Tina. Tina is the title.
Tina. Okay.
Tina. Yeah, I can. Yes.
So, for all you horror fans out there, be on the lookout for Tina.
If you Google or YouTube Dark West Films, you can probably see some of his stuff. Dark West Films.
Okay. Cool.
Dark West Films. Yeah, I think he got a YouTube page, and he got like some of the little projects he made on there. Like little, big, I don't know.
Well, Charles, if it's good with you, man, I feel like we're kind of winding down here. It's 12:37 my time, so do we feel like we've had a good stream, folks?
Yeah. Anytime I talk to you, man, it's great. Like me, I just always go, man. I'm gonna enjoy drinking this 7092. I got the pizza coming in. I'm gonna just be silly. I'm happy just to converse with you, brother. If you need to go, shut it down, dude. This has been great. This is fantastic. You asked me a question. I'm gonna ask you a question before we go.
Okay.
What is your favorite video game series? Like as far as like brand of game.
That is tough. So are you're talking about video, like specific video game series, not console, right?
Not console series.
Okay. Man, that's tough, man. Because so there's a lot of Final Fantasies that I really enjoyed.
Yes.
So there's that. But I really love the Onimusha series when that was out. I also played a ton of Age of Empires, and played a lot of what is the name of that game? So it's all Japanese warriors, but you're conquering
Dynasty Warriors.
That's it, Dynasty Warriors. I played probably a dozen of those. So, and then also I've played 2 or 3 of the Monster Hunters that I really enjoyed. So
I gotta try Monster Hunters.
I would say overall though, like if I look at like time spent on games, it's got to be Final Fantasy by like a large margin. I mean, because just Final Fantasy 11 online, I probably played for 5 years straight. So
I hear you. That's dope. What's your favorite video game series, Producer B?
You already know.
I don't know.
Okay, so,
I don't say Dark Souls, but I don't know.
I was going to tell him to Whiskey Wars a guess, because I think he would know.
What do you think Producer B's his favorite?
You already gave it what?
Dark Souls?
Yeah. The Soul series, Born series.
And
for sure, I'm going to play Elder Ring.
Okay.
Because I
you know what, man? So B's mentioning stuff that I forgot about because my brain is all whiskeyed up right now, But yeah, I mean, so Morrowind, any of the Elder Scrolls.
I got you. Yeah, I know.
And then, like he said, Dark Souls, all that series, and Bloodborne, all fantastic.
I love those. What do you think? What do you think my favorite video game series is, Producer B? If you had to pick. Yeah, I know. It messes him up because he can't.
I'm going to say it is Zelda.
You know what? I think you're correct. I was really thinking about that when we were speaking. I think
it was so much so when I played
Zelda
Breath of the
Farmer.
Wild, I was like, dude, why are you not playing this? Because I knew you loved it, and I loved it instantly. So
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you need to play this.
I really like it. Zelda is my number. Like, can you name my top 5? I think you could, but if you had to really think about it,
It's gonna be the Soul. We put the Soul series, Zelda. I would even put Metroid in there.
yes, I agree.
Final Fantasy.
I agree.
That's 4, right?
Yes, I'm thinking you're my last one. I know my last one, but I'm thinking you throw it in. But I would think, but I would think you would say you know it if you did.
Well, I'm going to say it seemed like you like Grand Theft Auto lately. So,
Yep. Halo or Grand Theft Auto, which one you put?
just because it's sci-fi movies, I'll go with the Halo.
Yeah, I'll put Halo before Grand Theft Auto. Everything else is good. Grand Theft Auto I like, but everything else, the Dark Souls, Zelda, Metroid, Halo, I like Final Fantasy. That's it. So that's it. Everything else is extra. Me and Whiskey Wars, we're all the same. Like, I get it though. Like I tell you, gamers, like I really can't, like Zelda, like I can't wait to the next. Like Breath of the Wild was so effing fantastic. I couldn't believe it was that great. I still am blown away by that game. And I played Grand Theft Auto recently, and I'm like, man, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, so awesome. It's like so incredible. 5 is good. Halo, when I go back and play it, is great. Like I don't always go back to Dark Souls. Is a total. It's not as far as the gameplay is more the experience. Dark Souls, Bloodborne. It's just so. Man, they did some awesome games. Man, I'm sorry.
So what I think, like when you were asking me to narrow it down, what I think about is like the amount of time, as I said, that I spent on the games. And so even though I played some Grand Theft Auto, like I get bored with them because it's for me it's too much of the same, you know, like because
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Elder Scrolls I probably got the most time on. I think Elder Scrolls and maybe No Man's Sky now, because No Man's Sky is nowhere near my favorite game. It's just dope that you can just play it and do nothing in it. Like, you know what I mean?
I have a hard question. What are missions in games that blew you away? That man, this mission that you had to do, you was like, I'm all in.
Grand Theft Auto, Heat type missions. Whether you got the bank and playing the movie Heat in Grand Theft Auto, that blew me away. Sorry to say, the whole Dark Souls video game, not just a mission, just Dark Souls, Deep Souls, and the whole game. The whole game was a challenge. Like, it's never one moment where it's not an event. Because, dude, I don't care if you fight one creature or like it's always a challenge. It's like you're like, I didn't see him coming, or I didn't know this. It's like, where did he come from? Like, every you come to the same level and somebody else comes from somewhere else. Yeah. Nothing is more challenging than Dark Souls. Nothing.
So to add to what Charles was saying, so I mean, it's not like a proper mission, not a mission in the typical sense, but as Charles said, I mean, there's so many challenges in the Dark Souls series / Demon Souls that even though they're not missions, I mean, as far as an obstacle to overcome, and then like when you get success finally, like as far as that payoff, that feeling, I don't think there's, to me anyway, I don't think there's any other series that has captured that feeling as well. Like,
I agree.
It's such an accomplishment because the difficulty is so high that
I'm sorry.
about an hour ago, that I lost my train of thought, but I don't think there's I would say the next closest thing is that there were, in some of the early Onimusha games, there were some puzzles that were fairly challenging, that had some level of difficulty, and then some of the stuff in some of the Elder Scrolls was difficult, but I don't think anything is on the level of Dark Souls, Demon Souls.
Dark Souls, Demon Souls, the cheesiest boss, I would have to say, is the Bed of Chaos. When you think so, the Bed of Chaos was the worst because you couldn't.
Cheesiest are the hardest because it's like you got to figure out the pattern to get to that dude without dying, getting swapped off of the cliff.
It just seemed like wait a minute, they didn't.
They did that on purpose. They didn't figure it out.
That's what you, right?
It wasn't normal, like a real skill. I agree with that.
I mean, as Hanging AZ put here, the most difficult part of Dark Souls or Demon Souls, either one, is, I mean, if you're playing in that mode, was the fact that players could invade you anytime. I mean, so that level, that added a whole new element of danger and terribleness that no other game has had.
But that's what makes it so great, because when you really can, like,
I don't know why my wife is doing that, what she's doing, but anyway,
your wife is awesome. She's awesome.
she's
Wife,
hiding
you are
behind it
awesome.
for some reason.
I'm not saying your wife is awesome. That's all I can say. Leave it alone. Incredible, awesome. Cheers. Because you're awesome. That's why it's two awesome people together.
Now you know you in trouble.
Handsome man and beautiful woman.
Now you know you in trouble.
I gotta watch what I say because I won't say nothing wrong. I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna say the wrong thing. What I like is the fun of his wife. To me, every time I see her pop through, it's like joy and fun, and that just makes me just like be happy. Like, dude, it's awesome, dude. I wish I had that. That's awesome, dude.
We got the whole chat saying hello to the wife here as well.
It's awesome. That's why. Cheers.
But Drag Lord 7268, yes, this right here, going way back. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't read because of whiskey. I apologize. Going to the Wayback Machine, NBA Jams, man, I played the crap out of that game.
See, I was
He's on fire.
I liked it in the arcade.
NBA Jams.
I like NBA Jams in the arcade.
Nah, man, I owned it on Sega Genesis, and me and my boys would play like every afternoon.
That's cool, bro. Yeah. My favorite, you know what? I go back to the past. The game that blew me the most away. ActRaiser was a game that I was really blown away by.
Arcade?
ActRaiser playing at home. Like, what game gave me the most sense of accomplishment when I first beat it was ActRaiser. Like, I remember ActRaiser was the first game that I was like, wow, I beat this. Not Final Fantasy II, not no Zelda.
See, I think it was Zelda from Zelda.
No, like I try to think. Not Metroid, like a game that I really beat, like their Dark Souls, I won. Like the tap dance, run in the circle, I won. Dark Souls feeling, you know what I mean? That demons, like, dude, I try to think, man.
You never had rage with games, have you?
Never.
See, I had it. Well, I've had it a lot.
I've never threw my controller. I'm more the people. I'm always in my brain. I can win. I can beat this. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
I'm always that. So I'm never angry. Throw the controller. I never have looked at something like it defeated me. Like, it's always me. Like, I gotta figure this out. I can get this. I got this. I'm always that. Always.
Yeah, see, me, I remember my dad said a long time ago when I was a kid, he said, Brian, if you feel that you need to throw something break on, you need to just cut it off. And I try to work, but it's something I get so into something like I can't stand, like I'm about to beat something or my controller goes out, it hurts, and I'm like, oh, and then I can get
never felt like that.
But
I get it though.
But if it's expensive, that's the funny thing about something being expensive. If it's expensive, I'll be like, oh, I can't do this controller. Oh no,
I never felt like that.
Right?
I never felt like that. I would go ahead, Sean.
Now controllers are like $70, $80, so you definitely do not want the pro.
I always feel like I can win, bro. I always feel like I can win. I can't think of no game that ever.
Sean takes it very serious. Sean takes gaming very serious.
Because he's awesome. It's like you are.
But for the same reason that Charles said, because I'm gonna win.
There you go. That's me. I'm going to win. So I've never doubted me. Like I've never. That's the truth. I can say I've never thought I couldn't win, even like anything. Even if I'm losing, I'll never win. That's just my pride. My brain is like, this dude's better than me. I'm gonna work out harder. So I listen to like a Kobe or any of those people. I could never I can understand them, but I couldn't understand other people. Like I can't understand somebody outworking me. I can't. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like if somebody says it in my brain, I don't. I'm not saying they couldn't do it. I just don't believe it. So if I know that you can do it, then I could go harder, or if I can do whatever. So you're stronger than me. I just gotta go lighter and do more. Yeah, that's in my brain. So I couldn't. I can't accept. I don't understand how to accept. I suck. I can't accept defeat. That's what it is. There's got to be a way. Got to be a way. Okay, I got to hop on one leg. Okay, I got on leg. I got to hop on one knee. Okay, I got on knee. I'm gonna crawl on one elbow. I'm up this. I can do this. It doesn't matter if I don't have this. Somebody else got it done. I can get it. That's just my brain. It works like that for me. So I played a game where
what is the Marine?
Let's do it. Huh?
What is the Marine mantra, Charles? So it's adapt.
Adapt. Semper Fidelis. Semper Fidelis.
Okay,
Semper Fidelis.
so what is it? It's adapt.
Seize the day.
Okay, but no. So it's 3 words. It's adapt, overcome, something else. I can't remember. Anyway, but yes, it's that mentality. And so even though it's a freaking game,
Look it up. I'll look it up. It took me a second. I'll look it up. Hold on.
but so yeah, I remember playing Dragon Lair at the arcade.
Oh my God, I just love
Yes,
Dragon Ball.
man.
And Space Ace was one. I just like Space Ace too.
Adapt, overcome, improvise.
That's it. That's the one. Yeah, and I mean, and that's what I think made Dark Souls so great because of the human element that got added in there that added this extra layer of risk. And you could be in a terrible spot and someone will pop in on you, and I mean, and then you have to figure out how can you adapt, overcome, and improvise in that situation to still win.
But you also had noble people too. You had noble people that would
help you.
That will wait until you figure something and then fight you one-on-one.
Yes, I love that. I love it. It was like people. There's a lot of Dark Souls shows you the greatness of humanity.
Yeah,
people will not cheese you. People will not cheese you. They would see what's going on and will wait. They will bow to you, let you do what you're gonna do, get your stuff ready.
See, that's what I was talking about.
I love that part of Dark Souls. Like,
but let's be fair though. But let's be fair though. That was like 1 in 10 because 9 out of 10 are people that were trying to cheese the hell out.
But there were some good people though. Truthfully, out of all the Dark Souls, as far as the environment, I think I like Dark Souls 3 the best. Dark Souls 3 because I respect Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and atmosphere. Like what made me fearful with Demon Souls. Dark Souls layout, but as far as the complete game, unexpected stuff to happen, how people interacted with you, the fights. Dark Souls 3 was the best. Like even finding that little creature in the corner that was like it can kill him to stop the dude from surviving to get the whole. You know what I'm talking about? Dark Souls 3 was like the dude that's like he's acting like he's a statue, but it's really one of those little creatures with the stuff on the back. Yeah. So I think Dark Souls 3, like man, they did a fantastic game with that one. Man, I wish I could work in that universe and write it.
Real quick, we just want to hit on the chat a little bit here. So what about Galaga? So I still own a version of Galaga on my PS3. Still play it pretty regular just because it's a classic. And then I don't know Defender and Roston Gunsmoke. I'm not familiar with either.
I played Defender so much. I'm a Defender guy. We had to put the little humans and save them. Yeah, Moon Patrol. Yeah, we some old dudes that know these games.
I just like Burger Time.
Wait. Okay, so describe this game. Maybe I have played it. I just forgot the name.
Burger Time was you got to use the burgers to smash the enemies.
No, I'm talking about Defender.
Defender, you got to pick up. You got to save humanity, and you're fighting aliens trying to kill the humans. And you can pick up the humans, and there'll be humans on the bottom of the ship, but you got to save them. So it's dope.
Okay, I have played that. Now that
you're Tempest was in the circle.
Yeah.
And you got to shoot the enemies that's coming at you in the circle.
What about Choplifter?
Yeah, I never liked that, so I don't. That's a ton of.
You know what I did like though? I liked. You know, remember it's an arcade Smash TV.
Yes.
It was kind of like it reminded me of Running Man.
Yeah, that same thing. It was that we shoot everybody that's coming at you. There's another one, Robotron 2084 or something. And you turn little things. And Ikari Warriors, they did that same thing. It was old ass.
And then, okay, so on our screen here, what was the Kung Fu game where you could only do 3 kicks and a punch? I'm wondering, are you talking about virtual
Kung Fu?
Yeah, it was
Kung Fu. I was thinking the same thing. That's Kung Fu. It's regular Kung Fu game.
Okay, so Hang Z's got the right answer here. He already had us. Oh, and then
I really like Rolling Thunder. I like that a lot. I like
Spy Hunter?
Ragnar. I like Spy Hunter. Dragon's Lair and
so real quick, because Templar's heading off on us. Several have asked when we're doing the stream next. So Charles, when are we doing the stream?
whenever you want to do it, bro. Fridays is always our day. But anytime you want to, let me know.
We still have Ardbeg. Ardbeg 10.
Next Friday we're gonna do Ardbeg 10.
We were supposed to do that tonight, and we didn't get to it. So next stream, and you'll host next time, I suppose.
Okay.
So next stream.
How do you want to do it? You host it. Doesn't matter to me.
Next stream, next Friday.
You put it up.
I don't even know what is happening right now. But anyway,
2084.
I love that sound. Still
for those asking, next stream will be next Friday, and either me or Charles will host. So subscribe to both, and then you'll know.
It's all good. It's fun, man.
And I don't know what those sounds were. I think producer.
That was Overtron 2084. Brian is a sound guy. He can't help it. I try to stop him, but he can't. Can't control him. Like, Brian, stop! I can't help it. Right. You gotta be around him to understand what I'm saying.
Well, to be fair, folks, producer B is a real producer. So
He really is.
So it's not just a title. He's actually producing things.
Music, movies, entertainment. That's his thing. Horror is his #1 genre. What's gonna be the short you do is Tina, correct?
Yeah, Tina.
Tina.
Psychological.
A psychological horror. It's called Tina.
Now, when you say
Dark West Films is his page.
Now, when you say psychological thriller, how do you mean? Like Silence of the Lambs, Seven, like that kind, or like how would you describe it?
Somewhat Fight Club, psychological. Did you ever watch a Fight Club?
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite movies because it takes down the government. So yeah.
So it's psychological. It's not straight. This one is not gory. It's more
in your mind.
Yeah, it's in your mind. Psychological drama.
Okay.
Territory.
Okay.
Because one thing I don't do is I don't do a lot of blood, and not because blood bothers me, but because I think it's a weak way to make horror. And then the other thing I don't appreciate is any kind of spiritism. So that's why I was asking. So that's interesting because Fight Club, even though it is violent, I think the psychological aspect is very interesting.
I'll ask you a question, Sean. You said something. So, government. What's your issues with government? I want to hear it. If you mind expressing it, I'd love to listen.
I mean, you could probably guess, but
I don't hear you. I can't get. I don't hear you. Can't say.
Okay, so I'm going to try and say this in a nice way. Okay, so here's how I will approach it. Because this is not my view. Because my view is we could go on.
I want to hear your view. Yeah, it's
no.
not my view. I want to hear your view.
So avoiding my view, based on my belief, which we discussed at length earlier.
Yes, sir.
So Daniel 2:44 talks about the destruction of world governments, right? Mm-hmm. Jesus talked about being no part of this world. The Jews tried to make him a king of this world, and he refused to do so. When Pilate was essentially sentencing him to death, even though he wiped his hands clean, which he didn't really, Jesus said then, when he was under interrogation, essentially, he said that if he wanted to, he could summon myriads of angels. Actually, the term he used was 12 legions. So his government is no part of this world.
Understood.
He plans to wipe out the governments of this world and replace them. And so for that reason, I have no desire to take part or endorse, vote for any government of this world because I don't think they matter.
I understand. You answered the question immaculately, like beautiful, striking it correctly. I got you. Okay, good answer.
Now, there's a personal aspect to this, but I'm not going to get into it.
You don't have to. I want you to, but you don't have to. I'm just mean.
Dragon's Lair.
Dragon's Lair, a fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon. You control the actions of a daring adventurer finding his way through the castle of a dark wizard.
I don't even know.
Filled with treacherous monsters and obstacles.
Our screen has been taken over by a video game. Oh, I see. Right.
Furious caverns below the castle, your odyssey continues against the awesome forces that oppose your efforts to reach the Dragon's Lair.
There we
Adventurer,
go.
your quest awaits.
Yeah, Dragon Lair was dope, bro. It
I
was.
love it.
You didn't like that
Loved
game?
it.
In 1984 when it came out, right? Yeah, we came out with the great years of video games, bro. I love it.
It's a good one for sure. No, I mean, quickly, my personal issues with government is that, unfortunately, I feel like what we see consistently on both sides is that power corrupts.
Yes.
As much as we hope that it may not, that is typically how things turn out.
True.
And even though I feel like if I were to pick a side, which I don't, but if I were to pick a side, I'm probably more right-leaning in most of my viewpoints. But the thing is that's ever shifting. So even though that may be true today, it may not be true tomorrow because politicians can be bought. So
It's true.
so even though I may agree with some of the things they say right now, that may not be true tomorrow because enough money can change that real quick. So
I agree. You said nothing wrong.
So for that reason, I put zero faith in them because I don't think that they have any kind of constitution or real moral ground that they stand on. I think it's all based on money and whatever leads to more power.
Understood. I'm not saying nothing more. I can say a joke or two, but I'm not. Anyway, yeah. I've had a lot of fun, bro. We can keep going, but I know you need to go because the missus needs you. The missus misses you.
Yeah, she's making food in the kitchen. Actually, I'm watching her.
Okay, I have another question before you go. What is your wife's favorite dish from your wife, or what is the favorite dish that you make
For your wife?
Yeah, for your wife.
Okay, so favorite thing that I make for her, or favorite thing that she makes for me?
Both.
Yes.
Yes, to both.
Say that. Yes, it's both the same thing. Yeah.
So favorite thing that she makes for me is tough because she makes a lot of things that I really enjoy. So she makes. There's a few. So she makes. This is a simple meal, but I really enjoy it. It's just Spanish style pork chops with beans and rice, which is the way she makes it is very good. Also, it's like breaded steak with beans and rice. Is also really the key is in the breading and the frying processes, and then you dip the steak, the bread steak, into the beans with the rice. It's fantastic. Now my wife's heritage is Hispanic and Italian. So
okay.
So you want to work out a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, my physical work, what I do for a living. But then also from the Italian side, things that she makes that I really enjoy are her chicken parmesan, even though that's not really the right name for it because I don't eat cheese. So it's really just breaded chicken with sauce and pasta. But nonetheless, that is also one of my favorites. I always enjoy that. There's more. I'm trying to think. No, that's one of your favorites. Yeah. really about anything with beans or rice, I'm on it. So if you can make a decent piece of meat with some beans or rice, I'm down for eating that pretty much anytime. Things that I make that are her favorites. I feel like she should probably answer that. But okay, yeah. So I make enchiladas from scratch. That she likes those a lot. What else you got, babe? Oh yeah. So here lately, I've been making venison meatballs, but I've done them other ways as well. But so it's a mixture of meat usually, but it's here lately I've been using venison as well as ground pork, and then I put a mozzarella ball in the center, and then wrap them in bacon. So yeah, those are some favorites.
Venison meatballs and enchiladas. You can make them.
Yeah,
You can, I can make a joke. So you can make a good meatball.
I can make a good meatball.
You making meaty balls.
I have them and I can make them. Yes.
You know how to go here.
Oh yeah. She also she likes the chili I make as well.
He makes some chili meaty balls.
Also venison.
Oh, venison chili meaty balls.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I gotta make jokes about everything.
We missed some folks. Good night, AZ. If you're still with us. Sorry if I didn't get you.
Oh, hilarious. Man, that's good. The pizza smells great. That's one. We got to order pizza and barbecue chicken.
Huh?
It smells good, doesn't it?
Very good.
So also we make this is more of a combined effort, but we make homemade pizzas sometimes, and those turn out really nice.
That's cool, man. That's real cool, bro. I wish you was here, man. We can have a party. We can eat some of our pizzas.
Now,
Has he visited California?
Have you been to California?
Have you been to California?
Give me a piece.
I have not. The farthest west I have been, let's see, would be, I guess, Indiana. Yeah. No, I've been
Not
to
very far west.
Missouri. I guess I've been to
Not
Missouri.
very far west at all. That's like middle America.
Yeah. But my mother is from California, and my dad lived in California for a couple of years, so I know quite a bit about it. But
Where are you from? Where are you from?
so my mom was from LA.
Mm.
But my dad moved around quite a bit when he was there. Well, I mean, because the main reason he went there was just to kind of explore the West. But then, funny enough, they actually met here in Kentucky. They didn't. They didn't meet in California.
That's it. That is funny.
But yeah, my mom grew up in LA. She was in LA till she was 11 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother also, although she didn't grow up in LA, she lived in LA for many years, like 2 decades. So yeah, so got family from LA, but I haven't been there personally. That's some good looking pizza though. I'll say that.
That's great. What's up, Brian?
It's really good.
At Dragland, I would love to, man. North Carolina is one of my favorite states. There are parts of North Carolina that I could live in forever. Yeah, good stuff.
It's better than I expected. That was not something I did. But once you have Porky's pizza, it's kind of hard to enjoy as a pizza. You do that, Brian? Porky's kind of stomping pizza in the dirt.
Is barbecue chicken?
Mm-hmm. Real good. Porky's is still stomping this, but it's good.
Yeah, it is. Porky's is better, but this is good.
What's his favorite meal? Oh.
Yeah, so let me flip the question back on you guys. So what are some of your favorite meals that maybe you make for yourselves or spouses make for you, whatever the case may be?
Okay, for me, steak. I mean, that's funny. That's funny. For me, it's steak. What I make for me is steak.
I make the steak too. I love your steak.
My wife says that she loves my steak, so you can take that however you want.
I think this.
Double.
I'm not going nowhere with that. Steak is my favorite, and for other people, they make with lasagna or barbecue. But me, steak. And what's the steak? Come to me.
Well, so if you were asking me like what my favorite meals are that I make for myself, it would be either steak or some kind of barbecue dish, like something like slow smoked.
Yeah.
It would be one of those two things.
Always go.
I tell you, Charles, I haven't eaten since before we started the stream, like around 7.
Mm-hmm.
It's now 1. I'm getting pretty hungry, and you're eating pizza in front of me.
It's good, man. It's trying to eat, man. I'm trying to eat. Maybe trying to end this stream and you'll eat. This pizza's good, man. I'm not trying to hate, but I wish you could have some. I was here. I'll give you that. You can have it all. I'll give you the whole pizza. It's that good. It's good. You think, Brian?
So now the pizza you guys had, earlier was from a different place.
Yeah, it's better though. The other pizza was Porky's. Porky's is better than this. But this is really effing good.
Yeah,
Porky's is a 12. This is a 11.
Yeah,
or 10. Porky's probably it's about 10. Because I put 1 to 10. This is on the one that's getting for more normal people. They would give this an 8. But Porky's is better than that. Do you agree? Porky's is so incredible. I can't even express how good it is. It's a 12 on a 10 scale. And this is very great. So on the one that, compared to the Porky's, I'll give this a 9.5, 10. The Porky's is a 12 on a 10 scale. That's how good Porky's is. You agree with that, Brian? Porky's is a 10 on a 12. Porky's is so good, I wish you could come out here to try it. I'm really saying
that's exactly what I was about to say. If we make it out to California, we're going to try Porky's, because pizza, even though we make a decent pizza, but usually we usually get pizza out.
And nothing like Porky's.
My favorite meals.
So get your Pizza Hut, your Domino's.
Oh no!
If you haven't had Rosario's or Porky's, you know what pizza is. Everything else is just fodder. You agree with that? Brian, you agree or disagree?
Everybody said it about the pizza. Like Detroit, people be like, "Hey, you need to come to Detroit or no Chicago." I'm sorry, Detroit. Well, I don't know where I got Detroit.
They never had Porky's or Rosario's. That's how they asked.
Well, so I've had several New York pizzas, and actually, there's actually pretty good pizza.
I lived out there. I'm telling you. I lived in New York. I lived in Philadelphia. I've been to Chicago. If you have Porky's or Rosario's,
can you make it?
You can Google Rosario's in Carson. Rosario's Pizza in Carson, California. If you go to Los Angeles, best pizza, Rosario's gonna pop up. Porky's is relatively new. That's why it's not popping up. Porky's is in that door. So, and Los Angeles, Rosario's, to me, probably the best. Porky's is right there. It depends on what you like. You like thick or you like thin? Like thin, you like Porky. You like thick, you like Rosario's. You agree with that?
100%.
Yeah.
That is quite a trip there, Dragland.
Cool. I like to eat, so I'm telling you.
Virginia to California. That is a heck of a.
You know you want to go to Disneyland. You want to go see Star Wars. You want to take the missus.
No, I really
want to be brave.
Charles, honestly, if I were going to come to California, I would go for 2 reasons: to hang out with you and to eat some pizza. Like I have no interest in Disneyland.
Oh, I thought you want to see Ray. Like Ray's it. You should just come, man. We got Movie Land Wax Museum. We got Universal Studios.
We got Land Wax Museum. Really?
We got lots of
stuff. Charles, you have to remember that we had all that in Orlando. We have Disney World.
I forget. We do all that stuff.
We have Universal Studios. We got Islands of Adventure. We got Epcot.
I'm gonna leave it alone. Yeah. Oh, that is George Lucas lives here.
Well, okay.
I'm gonna make a joke. I don't know if they do or not.
Mark
Wahlberg, everybody you think of lives in California. Let's move here.
I don't care about those people. Like, honestly, Charles, you're more interesting than any of those people.
I'm joking. I believe you.
I don't care to hang out with any celebrity.
I don't either, but it's just fun to say. Do me a favor if you can pull that for me.
You just said you want to hang with a celebrity.
Oh yeah, you pull that for me so I can't. I mean, just pull up one piece.
Trump.
I don't want. Yeah, Donald Trump would be fun. I would hang with Donald Trump in a minute. I don't care what nobody says. I think he would be the most fun celebrity ever to hang with.
It'd be interesting anyway, for sure. He is a different sort of human.
He would be fun.
Yep.
Grab her by the hair.
You know who would be the opposite of that though? Hillary Clinton.
I would go to hang with Hillary. Me? Well, let me make a joke. If you know me, I would want to hang with Hillary.
Because yeah.
This is me.
American Gigolo. There's a movie called American Gigolo I liked. So that's why I want to leave it there for you and her.
No, man. If you're gonna hang out with a politician,
I would hang with Hillary.
That's a woman. There's a lot better candidates than Hillary Clinton.
I agree with you. But would it be challenging?
Yeah, so you find the challenge fun.
Would it be challenging?
So what your husband do?
Yeah, exactly. Question.
There you go. Dragland had lunch with Donald Trump about 20 years ago. He can tell you all about it.
I bet you, Donald Trump. This is my opinion. I'm buzzing him. You can't name me one politician that would be more fun to hang out with than Donald Trump. You can't tell me that. You can't. More fun? Fun. How about fun? Have fun. Laughing.
Okay, what was the dude that
Nobody. I can do it. Bush was more fun.
You know what's fun? What was the dude? What's the movie that Tom Hanks was in? Some of the wars. Charlie Wilson War or something like that.
Uh-huh. Well, he was a senator or something.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed like he would be fun to hang out with too.
Yeah. Okay. I'll say that. Well, I'm telling you, out of all the presidents we ever had, other than I think Bill Clinton might have been fun too, but I know Donald Trump would have been fun. Donald Trump, we gonna streaking. I can see it.
I want to hang out with JFK.
I think he'd be fun too.
JFK, I think
he might have been fun too. He might have been. Everybody's been sticking the muds.
Yeah, I think JFK would be fun to hang out with.
And from in recent memory, the bottom of my list would have been Jimmy Carter. I would never want to hang with Jimmy Carter. I just think it would turn out.
That's the bottom of your list, huh?
I don't think he would be fun. We're gonna eat peanuts. No, you go ahead and eat peanuts. I'm gonna do some whiskey.
I'm trying to think like who would be the most boring politician. Oh, I know. What's his name? Was it Jerry Nadler? That fat guy that wears glasses. he looks like Jabba the Hutt. Like that guy would be no fun to hang out with. I'm pretty sure all he's concerned about is like not dying from diabetes. Like that's the only thing he thinks about all the time.
Yeah, I don't care. Nobody said I can't imagine having more fun with any president ever existed than Donald Trump. Donald Trump was probably the most fun president ever. Let's get loaded, yeah. I can just imagine.
Well, I read one of his books, and I was like, this dude, I guess he was fun. He had some interesting stories.
I didn't know he would be fun, dude. I don't have to agree with you. Just have fun.
And he's really rational.
And he likes whiskey. I'm joking. I'm joking. I don't know if you like whiskey, but
I mean, that's the thing is like Trump. Like I still cannot get over the fact that he is I guess still a politician.
He doesn't feel like one.
Because I mean, it doesn't fit his personality at all.
It doesn't.
I mean, you know, we could go back and forth on how good or bad of a job he did, but I agree that as far as politicians go, not human beings, but politicians go, he's probably one of the more fun politicians there's ever been. Yeah,
exactly.
Everybody I should know.
He's really good.
Loved him in The Apprentice, but as soon as he became president, for some weird reason, they hated him. That was always funny to me.
Yep.
Because he said stuff that he shouldn't say. That's what it was. Problem. People think these stuff, but they don't say them. You can't say stuff because they got to be fake. I mean,
well, yeah. So let's touch on some actual politics, right? So like the tariffs on China, those could have worked, but it it needs time to work.
You need to read a book called The Empire of Cotton. Terrorists has always existed, and other people do, to maintain power for their nation or country, state. They always did that. So he said nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. I'm done with that.
Yeah. I mean, see,
Trump.
The problem is that, you know, because of the way that our political system works, nothing is ever allowed to last long enough to ever work. So, you know, it could have had some benefits, but because it was so short term, we never saw what the effects could have been. So
it's a book. I'm gonna say it again. Empire of Cotton. Get on Audible. Read it. Whatever you need to do to absorb information. Listen to it. Empire of Cotton.
Yeah.
This is a good pizza. Shoot. What's up, Sean? What's up? I'm getting to that point where I'm gonna be coherent very much longer. So
that's all right, man. We're at a good spot, man. We're about to hit the 4 hour mark. I think that is a solid stream right there. 4 hours of streaming.
Very good.
Okay, so real quick, just want to read Dragland's last response here before we head out. He said, "That's the dumbest question anyone has ever asked me. Sit down and stop wasting my time." That is a very Trump response. I like it. I mean, honestly, not all questions are good questions. Let's stop pretending that's true. You know, as Charles said, you can say what you will, but the man spoke his mind. Now, sometimes that was good, sometimes it was bad, but at least you knew exactly where he stood on things.
I agree with that one.
But the people want the fantasy.
They do. They want to be fake. They never want to know what you really think. They want you to lie to them. Well, I never do that. Oh, I'm so sorry it happened. Well, truthfully, it wasn't.
Yeah. Well, Charles, I'll just say you guys enjoy that pizza. It looks fantastic. I'm getting hungry myself, so I'm going to try and heat up myself a little something, have myself a little late night snack. And it's been awesome, man. I'm glad we were able to get together. I'm always happy, always excited to do a stream with you. So I hope there's many, many more. Dragland and whoever else may be watching right now, thank you so much for hanging with us. Thanks for all the questions and just chatting with us. Appreciate it very much. And we will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully next Friday. That is the plan. One of us will host. So, yeah, we'll do it again. Charles B., appreciate it very much. Thank you, guys. Had an awesome time.
More than fun.
All right. Signing off. You guys have a good one.
All right.